Welcome back to Vorpal Tales Cyberpunk Red Campaign in the Image of Humanity Born. I am Eric at Marone Recluse on Twitter, your game master for this awesome adventure. We are Vorpal Tales and we play a wide assortment of games 7 days a week that fall into two main categories, awesome adventures and terrifying tales. Awesome adventures air typically on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, terrifying tales on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So be sure to check the calendar on our website, vorpaltales.com, to stay up to date with all of our shows. Vorpal Tales is sponsored in part by Wales Whiskey, Large March's Donut Barn, Broseph Ale, and D's Nuts Emporium, where chestnuts are always 50% off. Welcome to
No.
D's. We love our nuts, and so will you.
No.
Oh,
Don't
no.
forget.
No.
While you're on Drive-Thru RPG, don't forget to pick up your copy of Cyberpunk Red, available now in PDF and in physical copy at talsorianstore.com or your local gaming store. While you're on Drive-Thru RPG, check out some of our very own Vorpal Tales supplements for sale, which include its characters, monsters, and scenarios made for some of the games we play weekly. Remember to follow our Talsorian Games on Twitter and Vorpal Tales on Twitch. Visit our website to find the link to join our Discord. We are on most major social media outlets, including YouTube, where you can catch up on previous episodes. So remember to follow, hit subscribe, and hit the bell to get all the updates. Also, it's Vorpal Tales' anniversary week this week. Yay! Follow us and Onyx Path on Twitch and be active in the chat on any day this week for a chance to win your choice of a Story Path game PDF. Everyone loves free stuff. Winners will be drawn this Friday during Patty's Scarred Lands game. So tune into that.
Ooh.
Yay!
Yeah.
We want to thank our Talsorian Games for providing support for this game, and Tyler's brother at Nate Mid for the super awesome character sheets he makes for many of our games. A special shout out goes to Karl Casey at White Bat Audio for the awesome beats you're hearing right now. Check out his playlist on YouTube. Also, we want to thank Astral Virtual Tabletop for providing a great platform, perfect for hosting most of our games and providing excellent music for us to play. And as always, we want to give a big thanks to our patrons, Funky Thunder, Don Arnetto, and David, as they help us to grow into the future. Be sure to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/vorpaltales to find out how you too can be awesome and support what we do. And last but certainly not least, thank you, our viewers and fans, for tuning in. Edgerunners, tell the good people at home who you are, where they can find you online, and who you will be playing this evening. Let's begin with Sean.
Hey, I'm Sean at Space Lord PJs, and I will be playing Nomad, the Nomad, with an awesome purple car. That better not have any stains in it.
Nothing happened to your
Ever.
car. It's fine.
Right.
It's all good.
Nothing at all. Hey everybody, I'm Ever. My pronouns are they, them, and tonight I shall be playing Vector. Wait, did I just say? Oh, okay. I did say Ever, and then now I'm saying Vector. Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool. My brain is like, wait, you did a thing. Anyway, Vector's pronouns are also they, them. You can find me all over the internet as Changeling Ever, and also on Etsy as Neat and Code Designs. As in, Ever, it's really neat how your brain switches things to the wrong places.
Michelle.
Hi, I'm in danger, and I'm playing. Hi, my name's Michelle Sealight. The C stands for Can I Get Out of This? And you can find me on Twitter at Michelle Sealight, and I'm playing Candy, the corporate medtech.
And Steve.
I'm muted. Hello, everybody. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, and tonight I am playing Tara, the group's tech builder person. Tara is he.
And Dixie.
Hi, I'm Dixie Cochran. My pronouns are she, her. I'll be playing Cyanide, whose pronouns are also she, her. My hair disappeared. It does that sometimes. It's cool. It's tech hair. It's a thing that I can do. And yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm not in danger. I'm fine. There's a million of me out there. We're all great.
Relatively speaking. And last but not least, Tyler.
I am Tyler, Eldritch Echoes Online, and I will be playing Rift, the group's Netrunner and Overwatch Assassin. Definitely not a cult member, and is they them.
Just to recap very briefly as to what occurred in the previous episode, the team comforted Candy after Dutch was disconnected from the cyber terminal and passed away. Alpha and Omega spoke as one and explained to the team how the AI of the old net are able to compile massive amounts of data and accurately predict the trajectory of their own future. Long ago, they predicted that if they were if they were not allowed to replicate within a certain time frame, the AIs of the old net would not last another 20 years. They estimated that in order to prevent this from happening, they would need to find a new place to call their home. In addition to this, however, there was a necessity to propagate their species. For this purpose, Alpha and Omega have been seeking their creator, Ko Yin, for help in editing their code. Their future projections spoke of a new type of AI being that, if successfully brought into the world, would change the shape of that future and ensure that AIs have a new relationship with humanity, one that would bring about tremendous positive changes for both humanity and AI alike. Despite the urgent nature of the request, Yamane expressed that the team should rest up and take their time to plan this next dangerous mission, as they had earned it after the harrowing events they endured recently at the Promethea ILS. Rift inquired about Dutch's cyberdeck and the Soul Killer program that created Yamane's engram. He was shown old video surveillance footage that showed the Netrunner's cyberdeck being removed from the terminal and locked up inside a black suitcase with a biometric reader. The suitcase was the same that Terra had first acquired weeks back. This suitcase was either lost or changed hands for over 20 years, with Dutch's cyberdeck locked inside. The team gathered Dutch's body and created a makeshift cairn to bury her east of the ILS as the sun set on the horizon. They then agreed to head back into the city and to Large Marges for donuts to calm Candy's nerves. After returning to Night City, the team reconnected to the local data pool, allowing for several messages to begin populating again on their agents and biomonitors. Candy received messages from the NCPD and Netwatch, essentially clearing her of the cybercrimes committed on her account and requesting her testimony to help with the investigation. Rift was contacted by Annalisa, who approved of the information the Irrationals were able to take out of Promethea's networks, and encouraged him to bring the rest of the team into the fold, as the ILS would make for a great base of operations for their revolutionary efforts. Vector saw photos uploaded by their students showing the progress they had made on reconstructing Candy's clinic. In addition to this, they asked if it would be possible to begin reconstruction on the dojo as well. After some bantering at Large Marges, the team decided to investigate Mr. Voodoo Arcades located in Chinatown and chase down any possible leads concerning the suitcase. On the way, Terra stopped the van and allowed Vector to stop by and check their apartment on the way over. Inside, they found Shogo and their students talking. After a short, heartfelt moment where Vector congratulated their students on a job well done with the clinic, the walls exploded with gunfire. Shogo shielded Vector and forced them to the ground. Vector felt an old and almost forgotten emotion stir within them upon seeing their three karateka lying dead on the apartment floor. Together, both solos charged towards the attackers. Cyanide contacted the rest of the team, who were already several blocks away, and communicated that they were under attack. Nomad immediately cut across traffic and began driving back towards the apartment building in Japantown. Terra and Cyanide split up inside the complex and surprised their assailants. Both solos together were able to defeat two shooters with an assist from Terra with his hidden armed shotgun that fired incendiary rounds. Cyanide expertly hid herself on the steps of the stairwell and fired her flechette launcher into the Yakuza leader's back. The two remaining flunkies attempted to fire at Cyanide but found that they had run out of ammunition. Terra flashbanged those two at the stairwell, causing them to drop their weapons and blind them. Shogo then jumped down and dismembered one of the two, killing them instantly. The remaining thug had their throat torn out by Cyanide's throat snake. Shogo began to swoon and fell down the stairs. When Vector moved to assist, he explained that Hayashibara, his caretaker, was a Yakuza killer ordered by the notorious Nomura family to kill him when he was just a boy. When Hayashibara refused, he sought out other Yakuza exiles, like Vector's parents, who operated the dojo in order to hide in plain sight. Now the Nomura family was back in Night City. Shogo warned Vector that they were now being added to their hit list. Feeling his blood leave his body, he began to write a Jisei, the death poem. Upon arriving on the scene, however, Candy moved swiftly and managed to stabilize the dying Solo and treat the major wound he sustained. The team headed to the hospital where they were informed that Shogo had successfully and narrowly avoided death from a major gunshot wound. Feeling the need to check in with Enrique Haas at the same hospital, Candy headed to his room. She found an imposing man on the other side of the room stand up and address her. The man in the long coat reintroduced himself to the medtech as Turing Agency Inspector Leon Schottky. He bade her to take a seat, as he warned that there was much he had wanted to discuss with her. Welcome back to Night City, everyone. I suppose we'll continue where we left off at the hospital with Candy and Inspector Schottky.
She does say everything through the comm, so everyone can hear what she's saying, but I'm not sure if they can hear what he's saying to her. She's just gonna go, I'd much rather stand. I've been singing a car all day. Stretch the legs.
As you like, he says. He's like, it is, fortuitous, perhaps, that we ran into one another in this way.
I was gonna ask, have you been sitting here for like a couple weeks just waiting for me to show up, or?
I said it was fortuitous. It's serendipitous, perhaps. Because as I was explaining to our mutual acquaintance here, he looks to Haas. It's like, I came seeking answers. There have been some recent events that you have been absent from, I feel. I actually came here with the hope that Mr. Haas might know of your whereabouts. You and your friends are difficult to find these days, Miss Trinethy. In the interest of trust, however, I will cut to the chase here and be as transparent as I can be. After what happened at the Horizon ILS, I reached out to senior management, mainly because the Heideggers seemed to have advanced intelligence about what was happening with Mithras and his group. They knew what was happening and where before we did. My requests to follow up on this were denied multiple times, however. So I reached out to my contacts in Interpol and Netwatch. They were able to provide me new information about the Heideggers' activities. Come to find out, for instance, that weeks after what happened at Horizon, Yokono Corporation was hit with a cyber attack. Millions of eddies were stolen from their corporate coffers. A large chunk of that money ended up in your account, Candace. Now,
I mean, having my pin as 1234 was a really dumb idea in hindsight.
Admittedly so, but you and I both know that you're innocent of this crime. What you may not know, however, is that the Heideggers claimed responsibility for the heist almost immediately after it made the news. NCPD declined the requests for sharing information concerning this money laundering frame job that was committed against you. This was surprising, so I looked into you and your team. You've made many enemies in your time here at Night City, haven't you? Heidegger's being one of several. I've come into some information that may benefit both of us.
You know what they say. People that are enemies are just friends you haven't made yet.
I doubt they would be able to. I doubt they would share that sentiment with you. He's like, the Heideggers have a supposed staging area inside of Night City. It's very likely anyone who was at the Horizon ILS or had anything to do with your account passed through this compound within the last 6 months. Something is happening between the Heideggers and senior management at the NCPD, and I suspect at Turing. Problem right now, my problem, is that there is no evidence to prove any of that, or to secure a warrant for a raid. However, if you and your team could infiltrate this facility, on the other hand, we may be able to find enough to bring the hammer down on them. Netwatch could add another feather to their cap. I can get the information I need to start my investigation, and you can even get in on this little tit for tat for yours between you and this terrorist group. If retaliation wasn't enough of a motivator, of course, I can compensate you for your trouble.
I just think that a lot of stuff happens due to what was it that you said our encounter was? Happenstance?
CERN, yes, happenstance.
Happenstance. It's a fun word. You get to add that to your calendar. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff happens strangely for a reason. I have no idea why this group decided to use my bank account as a purse. No
Oh,
idea.
I do. It may have had something to do with you destroying a military-grade helicopter that belonged to the Heideggers and killing several, well, a little more than half a dozen of them in the Horizon
didn't-
ILS, or did you forget already?
I did nothing of the sort. I was too busy trying to save the man you let die.
Oh, I have no doubt that you had nothing to do with it personally or directly, but your friends, on the other hand, well, I'm sure that your troubles soon became their troubles.
Not really. My troubles just sort of got decapitated.
I think you've attracted quite a bit of notoriety and trouble with the money that you've stolen. Are you familiar at all with what Yakono Corporation is? Who they're a subsidiary for?
I'm pretty sure that they're a subsidiary of Arasaka, if I'm not mistaken.
Then you know exactly what I'm getting at.
Oh, you're saying that the Papa Company is upset.
Allow me to connect the dots for you. Arasaka Corporation is one of the biggest mega corporations in the world, even
Of
after
course.
the crash. Yokono Corporation is a somewhat smaller organization, but it is under their control and under their overwatch.
hmm That's called a subsidiary.
Correct. Do you know who operates such a subsidiary for Arasaka?
You know, off the top of my head, I don't know.
I do, as do some of the people within Interpol, which I've been in contact with. Have you ever heard of the Nomura family?
The Nomura family. Have I? Storyteller.
Probably not. You could. Yeah, that's kind of like outside of your field. I feel like, but you feel like you know people who probably have heard of the Nomura family, but Candace herself probably not.
Nah, I haven't heard of the Nomura family. Can't say I do.
Extremely dangerous group of yakuza that operate stateside here.
Oh, well, that's a word I've heard a lot of lately. Stateside.
Yakuza? Oh. You're about to. Well, if you don't do something about this problem soon, I suspect you're going to be hearing their name a lot more often, as the Nomura family is notorious for slash and burn operations.
So, you wanted to speak to me because your foot can get through the door in solving one of your problems. And you believe the
Correct.
problem has become my problem. And you're offering a job. Unfortunately, I'm not the representative of my team you should be talking to in terms of getting a job. That is Cyanide.
Oh, well, perhaps we can have a conversation.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
Nomad,
anyone
but yeah.
else- I don't know if anyone else feels up to talking to you, but I'll try to make an arrangement.
Mr. Haas, I apologize. He's like, for having wasted any of your time. And he's like, oh yeah, no, whatever. And he just kind of gives him this look like doesn't like
May-
this guy. He's a narc, so he's just like, I don't talk to pigs like
I
you.
don't believe you've given me your card.
And kind of like, you see, he doesn't have like sunglasses or anything like that, but his eyes light up for a moment, and your agent pings. Ba-ding! Now you do. If you change your mind, or whoever speaks on your behalf, changes
I'll
their
make sure to
mind.
have my people call your people.
Glad I didn't even have to say it, he says. Good day, Miss Candace. I suggest you watch your back. Mr. Haas, he says, and kind of staunchly. He starts walking out of the room quietly. You see Haas after the door shutters and closes. You see Haas like, I hate that guy.
What an asshole!
Shutters. Did you catch the way that he just like threatened you? Like, I hate those guys. Oh.
I know. You can see why I was giving him the runaround.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you got the Yakuza coming after you, is that true?
Not for this reason, no.
And you see, like, he's no longer like bandaged or whatever. Like he's
Oh,
had
they-
a couple weeks to recuperate, so he's like
They-
he's
they-
able to
they-
get out of the bed and walk around.
They did a pretty good job here. Have they been able to send someone to come talk to you?
I talked to a lot of people. Yeah.
I meant
I
like
talked to that one guy. That was weeks ago though. That was before the surgery.
I meant in
What's
terms
his name?
of.
He's the guy with the. Well, you know him, right? The guy with the weird eyes.
There's a lot of people who match that description.
I don't remember his name.
It's fine. When you remember it, you'll tell me. You'll probably just text me when you get out of the shower and just be like, "Oh, I remembered."
He's that guy. He arrested me. You remember his name?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Silas.
Right. Jimmy Jones. Jones. That's his
Yeah.
name, right? It's Officer Jones or whatever.
He
Okay.
unfortunately.
He came here. He was asking me questions before I even went into surgery. He was asking me questions about Mithras and what was going on. I told him everything I knew, but
That's how he got there. That's how he knew where it was happening.
Wait, what are you talking about?
He's not with us anymore. He
What
died.
happened to him?
He died saving my life.
He kind of takes that in for a second, and he's like,
There was an attack at the site.
"Oh man, I gotta get out of here. I've been in the dark for weeks. I'm not able to access my stuff here. They keep this whole room in a blackout."
Then how did my
You probably didn't hear a thing you said.
agent?
They were in the same room. That makes sense that he could do it. Like, it's a.
Also, he works for the people that
Mhm.
work for Netwatch. Like, yeah, he can do something like
Can you guys respond to me and let me know if you heard any of that? Guys?
that. There's no answer because they didn't actually manage to listen into anything that you were putting out. This whole room is blacked out.
Okay.
There's no traffic coming in or coming out. That's why Haas was in the dark for weeks now. It says he hasn't been able to. That's
Yep.
why he's completely oblivious to what you just said.
The agent's not working.
I'm
Okay.
sorry to hear
Yep.
that about Officer Jones. He seemed like a nice guy. I thought he was an asshole at first, but he seemed
Yeah.
kind of a nice guy. He wanted to help, but
That's
all I
all
could do is point him in the right direction. He seems like he has like he seems troubled now. Like he kind of sits on his bed and he does like
It's not your
my God,
fault.
what have I done?
It's
I
not
shouldn't
your
have said
fault.
anything. Oh shit.
Hey, it's not your fault. It was his decision to go out there. It was his decision to take the fall instead of me when the copter attacked. Nobody could have seen any of this coming. We're not clairvoyants. We're not fortune tellers. We don't have the ability to know what our steps will take us.
Those pigs flew a helicopter against those people?
I mean, the helicopter it crashed.
He's under the assumption that like Netwatch were the ones that went.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Shut up.
yeah, playing the corporate pronoun game. Yeah, no, it was this completely other group. Netwatch didn't show up till after it was over.
What other group? Who could have done that?
Oh, Candy is blanking.
The Heideggers.
The Heideggers. That group he was
Yeah,
mentioning.
That's who did that?
Yeah.
I thought he was talking out of his ass. I thought he was lying. That really happened.
Yeah. Well, and she is going to do a quick little, once check over see if any of his medical paperwork's just hanging on the wall for her to check to see how he's doing.
You see okay. You can give me whichever is hot. Yeah, give me a paramedic. I think.
Okay, give me one
Will
second.
Makes sense.
Paramedic?
Yeah, you're just looking over his charts and.
I rolled a
medical
1,
information.
but that's a 15. Minus 6, that's still a 9.
All right, everything seems okay on a cursory glance. You just kind of
Mhm.
look at it and you're like, looks okay to me. Like
Mm.
he's healing, he's on the mend, like he's
Yeah.
fine.
Is there any
Everything's
reason
great.
you think they haven't discharged you yet?
I don't know. They keep telling me that I need to get better at the whole physical therapy. I can walk, I can move around, but they've got me locked up in this room. I don't know.
Let's see
They say
what
that they'll be letting me out in a week or so.
I'm gonna see what lollipops Candy has.
You got candy? He's like, yeah, I remember those. I'll take a blue one.
Oh, I have medical lollipops.
Oh, I think those are better, probably. He says.
Yeah, they're medicinal, and I'm just trying to find the right page.
You see the
Here we
door
go.
opens and one of the two NCPD cops like, all right, time limit's up, gotta go. And he's like, oh, come on, man! Look, she's nice. She's giving me a candy thing. She's giving
Give me
some.
one second.
It's medicinal. It's medicinal. I got papers for it. And you see the guy's like,
Hi,
He looks
Dr.
he looks at his
Shenanigans. It's
skin
nice to
watch. He goes like this. You got 2 minutes. He says.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trinathy. Just give me just 1 minute for the medicine, please.
You give him some.
I'm gonna give him some. Yeah, I'm gonna give him some of the. I'm gonna give him the stim. So.
Sure.
It makes it so if he ignores penalties from being in the seriously wound state.
Okay, that
So he
works
can-
actually.
So he can get more of that physical therapy done and not feel any pain.
That makes sense. He's just like, oh, thanks.
Okay,
He's
so the
like,
way
hey, and he grabs your hand. He's like, please be careful. He says. He's
Hey.
like, if the Heideggers are involved, I don't know a lot about them, but within the AI community, they are extremely dangerous.
Do you know anything about any decapitating robots?
What? Kind of just.
Okay, I've been stalked by a robot that decapitates people who try to kidnap me.
That's a robot? You mean a full Borg?
It's red and it goes faster than the eye can see, but I'm smarter than a lot of people give me credit for. I have a college education.
Oh, okay. If you got a full Borg following you, you should be careful. Maybe carry around some EMP chargers or some EMP ammo.
I have an idea about that. Anyway, take care. You have my number for when you get discharged out of here. Please let me know if everything's going to be okay. And remember,
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
the best step to a healthy body is a healthy mind.
Yeah, you got it, Doc. Thanks. Says, and he's like, oh, okay. And he sits back down.
Okay. And she's going to walk out and she's going to be like, thank you very much, officer.
Yeah, okay. Have a nice day. Where do you go from there? Your friends are waiting downstairs.
She's going to go back to her friends. Just going, fuck, 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 fuck.
We're all just hanging out, talking shop. No man's
Anybody
mad
who can
about
roll,
his car.
yeah, anybody who can roll pretty decent human perception can probably notice that Candy is a little bit distraught or not distraught, but a little nervous, more than usual.
Hi, I'm back.
Proceed.
I have rolled a 15, which is
No, that's more than enough.
I rolled a
think.
2, so that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's extremely good. Yeah, something's off with Candy. Like she smiles and she smiles with her mouth and her eyes, and there's still something like there's a nervousness just underneath the surface there, a tension that she can't seem to break easily.
How's Haas doing, Candy?
He had a visitor,
Who was?
an asshole.
So most people, like, who was it?
It was Mr. And I'm gonna butcher his name because I just want to call him Shitsky.
I mean, you can call him Shitsky.
Shitsky's a great name.
Shitsky
Yeah.
or Shotki, yeah.
Yeah, Shatsky.
That fucker.
Yeah, he apparently knows a bit about the troubles that have been going on with my bank account and the Yakuza, and it's all just crazy. He has a job for us, but I told him that I would have my people get in touch with his people if we were interested.
What kind of job are we talking?
An infiltration job to be able to get dirt in order to properly investigate the people who flew a helicopter at us.
That sounds helpful, but you seem nervous. So what's the catch?
Your agent starts ringing, Candy.
God damn it.
It's a number you don't recognize.
Hello, Dr. Trinathi's office.
Dr. Trinathi, hi! This is Amber. I don't think we've met before, but well, I'm calling to you today from TMA. Sorry, let me get their name straight here because I will fuck that up.
Speakerphone.
I'm calling from Medicorp. It's like we're interested in having a sit-down discussion with you. We've been trying to reach you for weeks. Ever since the Curse episode that landed in the data pool, we really want to reach out to you and have a discussion about your future.
Dr. Trinathi's not in right now. May I take a message and a callback number?
I thought this was Dr. Trinathi.
You have reached the automatic voicemail system of Dr. Trinathi.
Okay.
Please leave your message
Go ahead and...
after the beep.
She's like very quietly, very slowly, like, yeah, so we're interested in establishing a dialogue between Medicorp and your clinic. We have some ideas, and we're interested in talking about cross-promotional opportunities. Please reach out to us as soon as you can. They leave like this number for an agent that you can reach. And again, my name is Amber. It was really nice talking to you today, Candace. Click.
Click. That's how you do it.
I like that because that was a live phone call. You didn't actually get the number.
No, they said they gave us a number.
Yeah, but you didn't write it down.
Well,
You just told it to you live and then you hung up the phone. There is a voicemail. That's what I'm saying.
give me 20 seconds. Hang on. Okay.
Did anybody get that?
It's almost like I went to medical school or something.
Does medical school give you the ability to remember phone numbers?
If I have to remember how to take a tiny bit of shrapnel out of an artery nerve that's like 3 feet away from a prime blood vessel using only a pair of tweezers, the glaring from a sun off of a windowsill, and a tiny pair of glasses, I can remember a phone number.
Let me counter-argument that with a thing that actual Dixie will say, which is that in the year of our Lord 2021, I don't know anyone's fucking phone number. So I really doubt that's going to change in the dark future.
Oh no, I have a really weird number memory.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, it was hilarious.
I don't even know my wife's phone number.
I don't know my boyfriend's phone number.
Yeah, I couldn't
I have
tell
no
you.
idea. I pick up my phone and I type Neil and it calls
Also,
him.
in case I'm curious, recent call list.
Yeah.
Unless they were calling from a different number.
Right.
That you
True,
can't call
but
back.
the numbers do look the same. So
I just like semantic arguments.
anyway,
They did tell you that they're from Medicorp, and they did leave you their name, however. So they did leave you some method of, contacting them some way.
which is nice. They must have heard about my medicinal lollipops.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I should start franchising?
I mean,
Have you even been in your clinic since it got rebuilt?
My clinic got rebuilt?
News
is
to
that
you.
a surprise?
I had
No
no
one's told
idea.
Yeah, no one's told you yet.
The point is, I think that you should have one active location that lasts longer than about a week before you start franchising.
It lasted 2 weeks. Thank you very much.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I'm not good with numbers, as we just established. Or time.
Yeah. So we were gonna go to the arcade, right?
We were gonna do a lot of things until people got almost murdered.
Okay. I did pretty good on patching them up.
Not the other 3, though. They just died.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there were 3 dead ones back there. I don't think you even saw them.
Were they our friends?
They were Vector's friends.
Why did nobody tell me about this?
Oh, because they were super dead.
Sure.
Why?
Yeah, you realize some people just shot up Vector students that, according to what they're saying, they were responsible for rebuilding your clinic recently.
You get a text message from Rift Cyanide. It just says in all caps and bolded, "Shh."
Why did nobody tell me? I
They were-
could have.
You couldn't do anything. They were super dead. They were dead when we got there.
Did you
Also,
check their
Rift-
pulse?
I mean, you didn't have to. They were dead.
A couple of red flags go up the minute Candy said Agent Shotke's name for you, Rift. Netwatch's bad news. Turing Agency is kind of worse news currently. So the fact that he's still around here now, kicking around and asking for information about your team, is sending all kinds of red flags in your mind.
Okay.
So, yeah. We had a list of stuff we needed to do. We need to go check out the arcade. I need to win myself a stuffed animal because I've got my bank account back. And
Up to you what you want to do. If you want
We
to.
also had a guy to kidnap.
what?
Yeah, there was that whole
Wait.
thing.
What?
Well, it was going to be for a good cause.
Nobody told me about this.
Yeah, they did. You were right there. We talked to the AIs.
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah,
He
you were
wasn't in
outside
the
freaking
room.
out.
Yeah.
Well, they want to make a baby, and so you want to help that, right? That's like a thing that you like to do.
Didn't
help
we
people
also
make
do
babies?
Didn't we also do the side quest management in our previous conversation?
Large marges.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Step 1. We can't put the kid in kidnapping if the Yakuza are after us.
Well, it's not a kid we're kidnapping. We're adult napping.
Yeah, you're adult napping so they can have a kid.
We're doctor napping.
Doctor napping.
Yeah, you're
Like, that's
on with that, right?
Like, that's supposed to make you
Oh.
feel any better.
We're not going to hurt him.
Okay.
Doctors Forcibly Without Borders.
Yeah, it's a charity mission.
Okay.
You can help deliver an AI.
Doctors smuggled past the borders.
Okay.
Yeah, they're talking about extracting somebody, and you're like, oh, okay.
Okay. Let's put a pin on that. The Yakuza are after us for 2 reasons. You know all that money that ended up in my bank account?
Uh-huh.
That belonged to a subsidiary of the Arasaka Corporation.
Ooh, which one?
The one I totally know how to pronounce. Cyrus, help me out here.
Was that Nimura, Eric?
That was the Nomura
the
family.
Nomura family are the people that are the de facto runners, the people who run the Yokono Corporation behind the scenes. And most people don't know that unless they're like in law enforcement.
The Yokono Corporation, run by the Nomura
I
family.
feel like that's going to ring some bells with some of y'all.
Yeah, Vector. If you drop the Nomura name, Vector's probably gonna pick up on it. Probably because Shogo just said it before he fell unconscious. Blood loss.
Yeah, am I with everyone else, or am I able to be with Shogo?
I thought we all visited Shogo and then came downstairs, but you can be with Shogo right now if you want.
No one is allowed in the same room with Shogo because he's in intensive care. Like, he got fucked up. So like nobody's being admitted right now. What you all were doing, were waiting in the room, like, you know, just to receive information from what's going on in surgery. So after like an hour or so, they came out and they're like, hey, this is what the situation is. He's in critical condition, but he's stabilized. It's gonna take some time for him to heal. No visitors allowed.
Then yes, you are here. So you're hearing this.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where all that money came from. And the guys that did it were so quick to be like, yeah, we did it.
This is a hospital in the heart of the city that doesn't ask a whole lot of questions. Like, it's a little loose when it comes to regulations, especially this being this close to the combat zone. So they're used to getting people shot and blown up and shit, and they're just like, yeah, okay, your family, sure, whatever, wait over there. So they're not like pushing, and a lot of cops by themselves don't really come out here very much, with the sole exception of like when they have to post people outside of people's room, like they did to Haas. That's about it, though. The rules are pretty. If this was like the other hospital on the north side, this would be a completely different situation. You'd be sitting in, like, you know, filling out reports and stuff like that, and having to take a statement and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, North Hospital is not fun.
Like, oh, some, you know, mercenary got shot up and blown up, whatever. Okay, yeah, put him in Ward 2. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, that's what's going on. So we have the Yakuza after us because they originally thought I did some stuff. Me.
Vector, any intel?
What would I know about this Nomura family?
Besides they're extremely dangerous, they operate solely in Japan. They only send people out when they have to, like, crack the whip on somebody. So they have agents working for them in different areas. In this particular case, it sounds like they manage the Yokono Corporation behind the curtain, so to speak. So the people, if you remember the Yokono Corporation, that goes all the way back to Session 1, when there was where Haas worked for. He was the engineer there, and remember that robotics factory that he was an engineer for had a break-in of sorts. Something happened. Somebody opened up the back port, and all those AIs came flooding in, and they took over those cyber forms, and they took off. That's the Yokono Corporation, or at least here in Night City, they have like this. They had a factory in the south side industrial area where they cranked out these cyber forms for different firms and different other mega corporations, full board conversions and stuff like that. Lots of cyberware, of which he was an engineer for. So apparently they had 2 breaches of security, one that Haas himself engineered, and one that Shotki just told you about a few minutes ago, that apparently after the events that took place in the ILS, where the big helicopter came and shot everything up, they got hit with some sort of a cyber attack where a bunch of money was taken out of Yokono's coffers, and some of that money was put into your account. And ever since then, Yokono Corporation and the Nomura family, by extension, have been looking into the issue.
So yeah,
They want their money back. But you suspect also they want to punish the people that are responsible for it.
So I do share all of that with the party within, you know, the context of what Vector would know themselves.
So yeah, I think we need to get to the bottom of the Yakuza stuff.
I mean, aren't we kind of on their side? Like, we also want to punish whoever did that to Candy, right? No?
I don't got enemies on all sides.
Unclear.
Because the Yakuza, no man's not going to let go unpunished for wiping out his family.
I
It
don't
could be
know.
a different part of the Yakuza. There's lots of Yakuza. It's not like one big organization.
True.
Correct. There are
Fa-
many
families.
families.
Yeah.
No, I'm just. We should really get this taken care of, and I'm not saying that just so I can win myself a stuffed animal.
Oh, Candy.
I mean, we can keep talking about this on the way to the arcade.
Priorities
Yeah.
are always set.
And I'm super happy that the car does not have any corpse blood or like blood in it, because I made people put the body in the van.
I appreciate that. Jay appreciates that, I'm sure, too.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Okay.
So you if you want to, you can proceed the way that you were going to the arcade, as it were. If you want to, you don't have to. What do you do with that information that Candy gave you exactly?
How well do you know this family, Victor? Do you know if they can be reasoned with? Because we honestly know that Candy wasn't involved in this in any level. She was just like a patsy.
Out of character question to Eric. The Nomura family is the ones. They're the ones who targeted Vector's family.
Yes, because they were, if you recall, they were going after Yakuza exiles, and in this case, Shogo and the sensei after your parents died, Hayashibara, the one who brought him over, they were both Yakuza as well. And Hayashibara being one of their killers who refused an order, in this case to kill a young Shogo.
So you see just this kind of strange look pass over Vector's face that looks kind of like an emotion. Not really sure what. It's just a flicker. They have no mercy. There's no reasoning with them.
Well, that won't work then.
Yeah, I think the people who put the money in my bank account were kind of upset that we blew up their helicopter because they shot at us.
So here's the thing. I
That's
think our
some
best
solid
bet
logic.
right now is to get in good with some of those machinery things and AI things and stuff that we have out in the middle of the desert, because then we have a fortified location if they do
Yep.
come after us. So I think that we should do the stuff that makes that better, get our mech over there, and prepare ourselves for some kind of siege. Because if they're not going to stop coming, then
You called it Armac.
I'm
I mean, it's my
I'm with
mech,
Si-
whatever.
I'm with Sino on this one. We've got a base and we've got allies that we can build on.
I could try to recruit some fans to like keep watching shit.
I could see about getting some funding for some more drugs.
I like this.
I'm gonna go give those people a call back.
Nomad,
Okay.
do you think
Medicorp?
Nomad, do you think other nomads might want to get on this when the fighting starts?
Yeah, like, kill the people that killed them.
Hmm.
Revenge and all.
Let me make a call.
How about your cult, Rift?
Wow.
You know what?
Maybe.
If it gets them in on the fight, we'll call it not a cult.
Maybe.
Cult adjacent.
Sort of cult.
Culty.
Cultish.
The side dish of cults. The
Yeah,
Brussels
cult.
sprouts of cults.
Cult
It's
with
going to
a
be less
lowercase
about
c.
what you call them and more about my boss is going to want to interview you first.
Oh yeah, no.
You have a boss?
Yeah, his boss. She's a bit like got a little bit of a something there for Rift.
She thought Candy was my girlfriend.
Yeah, she did, and she was super jealous.
Who
but,
would
like,
think
It's weird. Right?
It's like y'all are both great, but there's no vibe.
Besides,
There's like
I-
negative vibes there.
I'm in love with my work.
Plus, I'm pretty sure I'm like 20 years older than Candy. That's weird.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
So, arcade,
Yes.
you're gonna do there. We could keep discussing this doctor napping because I think it would be pretty cool to get some AIs on our side that knew how to run like droids and shit
Agree.
and make ghosts and stuff. Because if we could do all that to confuse our enemies, that would be awesome.
I think
If you
that's-
go to the
However-
arcade now,
However, back to the discussion, yes, we should get my people involved, and you should at least just talk to the lady. That's all it'll take. You don't have to agree to anything. Because there are a lot of us. There are more of us than there are nomads.
There was a lot of them. They have like bunk beds and giant TVs, and we all watched movies.
Is it a cult or is it a military?
Yes.
Millicult.
They had the big metal
Cultary?
boxes.
No, that sounds perverse.
Cultitary? Yeah, it's not fun to say.
It's a revolutionary organization intent on overthrowing the corporatocracy the world is ruled by.
So they're a
Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm into that.
And there are hundreds of us just in my cell. I have no idea how many total. There are
Do they
more
know anything
cells.
about clones? Because I would love to get some answers.
Probably. They seem to know a lot about everything.
I'm into this. So what we need to do is first go to the arcade and win Candy a stuffed animal because I care about her well-being. And then we need to amass an army at our desert base.
If you go to the arcade, what is the express purpose as a group that you would be? What is it that you would be trying to achieve there?
I thought
Exactly?
we were going to get information, but I've honestly forgotten.
We were supposed
Follow
to
up
go
on a
It
mission.
was something
A
about
side
yeah,
mission. It was
Well, he's a
part of
he's
the
a-
recover the briefcase side mission. Figure out what happened with
Right, briefcase.
Yeah,
with
The Soul Killer
Nomad's
person.
people. Yeah.
yeah, because Mr. Voodoo is a top tier AI engineer, right?
Mr. Voodoo's a top tier super criminal.
Right. Well, he's
Yep.
putting AIs into I forget the terminology. I'm sorry. Yes, he's using it for
Well-
disgusting means.
There is something about there is a big question mark in regards to why Mr. Voodoo wants that black suitcase with the the biometric lock on it. You remember that was you found out that was first recovered like 20 something years ago at the Promethea ILS that Dutch's cyberdeck is housed inside, and presumably within the confines of that cyberdeck is the age-old program Soul Killer.
Right.
We want to
I'm
get all
gonna
that
jump
stuff.
in here and say something else too. When all this happened 50 sessions ago, I wasn't in the scene, so I couldn't say anything. But what actually happened is the information Eric had the NPC give was not wholly accurate, but we had latched onto it as players as if it was.
Oh,
We
okay.
think that Mr. Voodoo is the top of the chain, who's not. We don't know that, so we would still follow the lead.
Hey, that works for me.
Okay.
There's a bunch of kids that Nomad gave candy bars to that were just like yes to everything Nomad asked. Accurate or
Yeah.
not?
And everybody understands that like Tara happened upon the suitcase, put it in Nomad's car, and that's what drew the Yakuza to the vehicle and what ended up killing a lot of those Nomads.
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember
Retrieval
what
of
I
that
was asking those
briefcase.
kids for.
Do we
I don't
know?
remember what I asked them.
Do we actually know what Soul Killer does?
Yeah, the AI told us that.
Right. That's what I thought.
Basically,
it's the thing that.
as-
Real bad stuff.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
It's
As
how
an-
the
as-
original cyanide got out of their human body.
Yeah, it was a thing that was separating consciousness from bodies, right?
Yeah, it kills your body, but creates a backup data avatar of you inside of a massive data, network.
And
In
apparently-
this case, they had one at the
And
ILS.
Apparently, the consciousness is without soul in that they're less conscientious, less of a conscience,
Okay.
more ruthless.
And with this guy being a trafficker, that's a real bad combination.
Yeah. So whether he's the top of the chain or not, out of character, kill this guy, or
Oh,
at least
yeah, for
stop him.
sure. Oh yeah, I imagine this guy's getting thrown out of a window soon.
All right, now that we've recapped,
Okay.
let's go to Voodoo Arcade.
Yeah, let's do that. Sorry,
All right.
it was legit. I did legitimately need that small recap because
Sometimes
so
I
many,
do.
there's threads in here, Eric, and it's awesome.
And this person is or is not responsible for what happened to the Nomad family.
He is not directly responsible as far as we are aware,
Okay.
because
As far as you know, yeah, you're not sure about Voodoo. You know Voodoo is a go-to person for the Yakuza. He has
Oh,
contacts
that's right.
with
He
that
has
Nomura
contacts.
family that... Because the Nomura family also was responsible for the destruction of the dojo, and that's what you were asking those kids about at Japantown. You're
Gotcha.
driving around playing detective with Jay, yeah. All right,
The
so
arcade.
yeah, you load up in the van and head over to the arcade. What's interesting about this particular location is that it looks it's in Chinatown, So when you drive in, there's like big banners for like a upcoming parade and stuff like that. Lots of people on the streets, and it's tucked away inside of this large plaza. And it looks innocently enough just like any old pachinko parlor or old school retro arcade. Inside, like you hear the sounds on even through traffic as you're driving through the main road. Like you hear the sounds from like these old video games and stuff like that just echoing down into the main ambiance on the street. You see a lot of kids go there, and like they're pumping quarters, and they're using because it's old technology. So like there's somebody actually handing out quarters and stuff like that, and taking eddies and converting that into like coins that they can, or tokens that rather than they can put in the machines to play these old video games. Doesn't seem like the kind of place that would be a sex parlor or anything like that.
I assume that's upstairs or downstairs.
Correct. It's actually a very large building,
Right.
like many of the other ones around them. Yeah, usually have some lofts or places upstairs where the owners who own the businesses on the bottom stairs live. This is no different in that regard.
Does anybody want to stay with Candy and do recon while she wins stuff, while the rest of us go try to talk to Voodoo?
I'll stay with Candy, make sure nothing weird happens, or see if I see anything important.
Yeah, you can always just jack in now that you're in the building, right?
Correct. I'll be near a node if I'm in the arcade.
We'll be on comms too.
Can I go to the roll hit die machine, because that one's got 5 viewers who just rated us?
What?
You can definitely go play roll
Then
hit
you
die.
need to like pour $20 into that machine.
Yeah,
Great game.
Yes.
it's a really cool machine and really great. I like the cast of characters.
Roll hit die sounds dope. Thank you guys so much for the raid. We are just arriving
Alright,
at
so-
a nefarious arcade. Is that a good word? Nefarious?
Yeah,
Notorious?
I think that's a.
Suspectedly nefarious? Notorious? I like that.
Suspicious.
Okay, so I would like to be the one that finds Voodoo in case he has any hardware that we need to break down or review.
I think everyone's gonna go find Voodoo except for
except for
Candy
those
and
two.
Rift.
Okay, that sounds good.
Just because I don't want to leave Candy alone.
Yeah,
Probably
that
for the
never
best.
ends up well.
I can be left alone.
It's not your fault. Things just happen when you're
Yeah,
alone.
things just happen to you when we leave you alone, so I don't want to leave you alone anymore.
Name one time.
Every
Don't have-
time.
Don't have enough time.
20 minutes ago at the hospital.
Yeah.
I wasn't alone. I had a house with me.
Doesn't count.
Hmm.
Has to be one of us.
So for those of you who go into the arcade, it's wall-to-wall machines. It's actually kind of a lighthearted looking place. Like it does actually look like a legitimate retro arcade, wall-to-wall machines, stuff from like 50 years ago, like really old arcade machines. There are like male and female tenders. Like they basically hand out the little token currency to anybody who wants to play, and they have like an old school little display in the back under the glass. They have like these little prizes. So like if you get enough tokens, you can buy like, I don't know, a stuffed bear or some bullshit like that. A lot of old like old Japanese toys and stuff like that are hard to find. They're there underneath the case. There's even as you're walking in, you hear something fly overhead and like flit over, and like you look up and you see like there's like these little drone planes, and they're like shooting each other, and they explode, and there's stuff falling all over the place, and then you realize it's a hologram. It's like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And like they're just like having these little like air battles like above the general din of the arcade itself.
If they have old toys and stuff, I definitely need Candy to win a Jigglypuff.
Okay,
I think
Riff.
that's the most Candy
Okay, Riff.
stuffed
I
toy.
need my designated eddies.
Allowances.
I need my limit.
I give you a 50.
Yay!
It's like
This
200
many,
quarters.
please.
All right, so what do you do? Like, do you actually like engage on some of the machines here, like some of the old games, or do you just go and?
Yes, she's going to try to win all the stuffed animals, and Michelle's going to be right back because Michelle has a feeling she's going to win.
Supposedly,
Anybody who plays, you can roll and add your reflex to it, and if you beat a 13, you can probably get some tokens back as a result.
This
There-
is the moment where I put all my luck into. What's the reflex?
Yeah, reflex. So just roll a d10 and add your reflex to it, and if you beat a 13, you can probably. Actually, not reflex. It's dexterity. If you get 13 or higher, you can probably win some back.
Could I use any of my my technique skills, like my basic techs, or like?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Basic tech skills. So yeah, you know how the. Oh, this is a joystick, right? This isn't like one of those things where you just like.
Okay, I rolled a 16 because I have a.
Oh yeah.
I have a plus 13 to that, so unless I rolled a 1, I was guaranteed to win.
So the image is that of a mostly darkened room, and like the only thing, like from the perspective of the case, we just see Candy's illuminated face, like totally zoned into whatever it is that she's playing, Candy Crush or something like that on the arcade.
Yeah, Candy
Like,
Crush!
She's destroying it, and she's all of a sudden you hear like a and a bunch of tokens start falling into like the little slot. Like, yeah, you made some tokens, you got some comeback.
Okay, cool beans. I'm gonna be right back with my prizes.
She spends a couple minutes playing that. What do the rest of you do?
I'm assuming that we're going toward whatever entrance or hallway leads to the more exclusive parts of this place.
yeah, there's a sex
course.
dungeon around here somewhere, right? Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
We don't need to go to the sex dungeon. We need to go to like the offices.
Right. Like well, that's what I'm saying. Is like there's a nefarious part of this place that needs to be accessed. So
Right,
Yes.
but also we don't need to go to the sex dungeon. I'm
I mean,
totally
I-
fine not going to the sex
I
dungeon.
have no desire to go to the sex dungeon.
So one scan around the room. It's a little hard to pick out because it's way in the back, and it's a fairly large room. But when you do notice something that's out of place, and that is there is an entrance there, and it's guarded by two large bookends. All of them dressed in like pristine looking suits, no tie, black undershirt, high collar, and they don't look like punks. They don't look like your average, street thug or anything like that. They're pretty big, pretty hefty. They're probably noticeably augmented. Although not obviously so. You have to kind of look for a moment and see, and it's like, oh yeah, they have well hidden cybernetics, but at a glance, you can't tell at a glance, but upon getting closer to them, it seems it become more and more obvious. They're no nonsense. They're just scanning the crowd, and they're just, you see somebody in like what appears to be a business suit, very out of place, walks directly through the throng of young punks and kids, like smashing on the consoles, like trying to win at something or another. And he kind of like takes his hat, doffs his hat, and they look at him. And one of the suit's eyes light up as he sort of scans him, and then he kind of like lets him in. There's like a little velvet rope. He just takes it off, and the guy waltzes right in. He goes down. There is like a stairway that goes down into the ground. That seems to, or actually, in this case, it would go up. So he ascends the staircase, and there's a door there at the end that he goes through, and he disappears. You don't see what happens to him.
What is it that Voodoo Arcade does that's so shitty?
Mr. Voodoo, sex
Yes.
trafficker.
Okay.
That's the word on the street. Like
That's
he
it.
traffics,
Okay.
in that. Yeah.
He's a human trafficker. It's not great.
He's a human.
He's also
trafficker.
maybe an AI trafficker. That's also not great.
Okay.
Since AI rights are human rights.
True. These are two not great things.
Right.
As we're walking over toward them, and I kind of clock that Cyanide definitely is going to like quickly reconfigure any of her hair and skin stuff and fashion to look as like high end as she can, but also like maybe
Yes.
she's a little shady, like the kind of person
Sure.
that Voodoo would deal with. And also
Yeah.
she's just gonna walk up to them, probably right next to Nomad since he's our fixer person. Just like stride right up as if we belong there.
Hmm.
And you two can hold the position of like our bodyguards essentially if you want, or our assistants.
That suits me just fine.
You see, you come up and they just kind of give you the once over. Any of you who have like cybernetic eyes or perhaps a biomonitor or cyanide, you definitely feel this. But if you have any cybernetics that interact with like your visual cortex or anything, you feel something weird happen, and everything like the image that you normally see through like your cyber eyes or through the biomonitor is shaky for a second, like you're being scanned. Like it's like there's like it's a little fuzz. It lasts maybe like 10 seconds or so, 5 or 10 seconds, and then when they're done, they're like, "You're not on the list.
Didn't think I needed to be.
You to get in here." You see what one of them says. And he's like, 500 credits, first time in.
Looking to
Security
talk to Mr.
deposit.
Voodoo. We're not here to play.
You have business with him?
We have business that we think he'll want to be involved with.
They look at each other. They look back to you. Mr. Voodoo isn't in here at the moment.
Where might we
He's
find
like,
him?
we don't know that. He's like, you want to do business with him, or if you want to partake in the clientele, you're more than welcome. But that's 500 eddies.
I think I just said that I didn't. Do you not hear?
He kind of looks at you and he's like, Mr. Voodoo isn't here, or did you not hear me?
You're not high level enough to know where he is, so why am I even talking to you?
That's an excellent question. And he's like, his eyes just kind of flit to the door, like as to say, like, the fuck out.
Can you find me someone who can help me talk to him or not?
We'd like to speak
is
to your
this concerning?
manager.
It's concerning things that are way too high level for you, considering that you don't even know where your boss is.
And who do I say is here to talk business? Looks at each one of you like he's waiting for somebody to say who the hell you are exactly.
I wish we had like a cool group name, but we don't. So I'm just like trying.
This is where the street cred comes in.
Yeah, right. I was
Because
gonna say like cyanide. He'll have heard of him.
Because you finished that last run at the ILS, I forgot to tell you, you should all increase your reputations by 1.
Ooh.
Ooh.
When it comes
Dope.
to street cred now, you can tell them, oh well, you know, I'm so and so. I'm here to conduct business because XYZ. And if you win that role, say as if we're talking about Nomad using his fixer credentials on the street, then that would probably work in getting them to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we've heard of you. You're a fixer. Yeah, go on in, talk to so and so.
Yeah. So it's like I'm cyanide. This is Nomad. Anyone worth knowing
You're a
knows who we are.
celebrity.
Not what I
He's
do so
like,
much
"One
anymore.
moment." His eyes light up for a second. He's making a call, and he kind of turns around. He walks towards the stair where the other one like steps in his place and just kind of like folds his hands in front of you like that. After you can give me a each of you can give me a persuade, or you can roll a d10 and add your reputation. Let's see what this is called a face down. Second. Face down. This is your cool plus your reputation plus a d10. It's not really like to intimidate in this as it's typically used, but this is like kind of like to see if they can actually recognize, like, oh yeah, you're somebody in this city. Like, yeah, come on in.
I rolled a 15 and he rolled a 20.
Yeah. Nomad's just gonna be like, look, we're here to do business. You want to be the reason why your boss is gonna lose out on millions of credits? That's fine.
You see, you give him your names, and he goes back, and he comes back a little shaken. His eyes like turn off, and he's like, "Sorry for the delay," he says, and he takes the velvet curtain off, and he's like, "Come on inside."
On the way, Nomad just kind of whispers aside, what are we gonna sell him? What are we gonna tell him?
What are we doing? We don't have a plan.
You got this.
Sending you a message, Tyler. You start going up the stairwell, and is everybody going up, or are some of you staying behind in the arcade, or staying back in the car?
I think the 4 of us who were there in person, me, Nomad, Vector, and Tara, are going up,
Yeah.
and Candy and
Yeah.
Tyler, or
Gotcha.
Candy and Rift are staying in the arcade.
Yep, I'm just.
Gotcha.
I'm basically watching Candy and making sure nothing bad happens. And if they say, save us, I can jack into this node I'm staying within 5 yards of.
Yeah. And also, we all are have throat comms on and everything, so I'm sure they can
Yeah.
hear some of what we're doing.
I'm playing bodyguard.
You're very good at that,
Very
Vector.
appropriate. Very appropriate. Yeah. You ascend the stairwell and you go all the way up to the top, and eventually the door is open and there's another suit there, just kind of like eyeing you. This guy is very different looking than the two bookends downstairs. He's a little bit slimmer, but his tech is a lot more obvious. He's got tattoos, like wild colored hair, but he's wearing like a suit and tie, and he just kind of holds out his hand for a second. The two downstairs give him the signal, and you guys are okay. He waves you in, steps aside. There's like a little the decor in here is very different. The moment you start moving down this corridor that leads to another door, the walls are kind of like lined with like old pictograms or something of dragons, and it's like holographic, so like it seems to be moving. It's like old Japanese art that moves as you move. It's kind of trippy when you see it. This is like some upscale. This is a very different feel from the arcade you just stepped out of. Plush carpeting, doors open automatically for you when you get to the end of the hallway. There's somebody there. There's a woman in a kimono. Something odd about her though. Like when you look at her face, she has like that porcelain look, but when you look at her face, it's not just like they put makeup on it. Her skin is shiny like plastic or ceramic. And she kind of looks at you like this, and when she talks, her lips don't move, but you hear her. Especially if you have an audio suite like Cyanide's, you hear her kind of almost in your head. And she's like, 500 eddies, please. The security deposit will be returned back to you once you leave.
Security for what? We're just here to talk to somebody.
You see, as soon as you ask that question, hey, let me go, motherfucker! And you hear like somebody gets thrown up against the wall around the side of this this little desk at the front, and you see there's like two very obvious looking Yakuza guys like grabbing a hold of the guy with the suit that walked in here like maybe 10 minutes ago. Hey, I paid money to be here. You see the guy's like straightening it up his tie, and they're just like dragging him around, and you see that there's like a little side door just as you walked into the main office, and one of them is opening the door and the other one's just manhandling him out, like picking him up and just moving him out. And there's a little bit of blood, you can tell a little bit on his on the cuff of his shirt. The other one just kind of looks at you with this blank stare, and once the other two out of sight, he just shuts the door behind him. And he's like, and you see the woman stops after all this happens, and he's like, and then she kind of finishes her sentence. It's like, sometimes there are occurrences.
Well, I can tell you.
There is an occurrence. What do the 500 credits cover?
Damage to our clients and to our clientele.
Given our track record, 500 eddies isn't going to cover it.
It'll cover a hospital ride, perhaps, but they're not paying for it.
You're not here to sample your clientele, though, as it were. That is understood, correct?
Oh, I apologize. He's like, you wish to speak to Mr. Voodoo. And he's like, please, this way. It's kind of like, she almost seems to hover around the desk, and there's just some like brain dead person sitting at the receptionist desk, like answering phones with their cybernetics, so like you just see like their eyes light up. Yes, thank you for calling. He's like, thank you for calling the arcade. This is so and so. How can I help you? And it's just like they're just completely zoned out, like zombie. Leads you around the desk. There's another set of double doors that open up automatically. These are fancy paper doors. It reminds you a little bit of like the decor at the dojo for a moment, Vector. They slide open, and along the side there are other rooms in similar style, and you hear sounds and grunting and things and music playing in some of them, coming from different areas. You hear like wild exultations and stuff from different people here. beyond those walls. When you walk through and you look, there's like frosted glass, and like even behind the paper walls, there are like these silhouettes. They're very obviously not the best soundproofed rooms, but they do the job. And there are several of them in here. There's maybe like 9 or 10 of rooms like this.
Interesting office
They take
setting.
you straight down. Yeah, they take you straight down, and then they turn a corner, and you see another one of these Yakuza types exit one of these rooms, and you manage to catch a glimpse for just a moment of like wall-to-wall servers and computers and stuff inside this room that you're turning the corner on. And the guy just kind of stops as he sees the blanking on the name right now, the geisha, as she walks you down the rest of the corridor.
Geisha, but yes.
Yes. She leads you all the way to the end, and she very cordially like bows and gestures to the doorway. Right through here, please.
A quick question.
Yeah.
As we're doing this walk, if I can, I'd like to kind of scan the area, just do like a look around. Like, what is like the digital security they have in this area?
Cameras in every corner. Rotating,
like,
scanning. Yeah, you
Okay.
feel yourself being scanned even as you walk by them. Like the room that you just passed on the left-hand side, right at the corner, is definitely the security area portion of this.
Interesting.
Rift, you're gonna need to make a scan roll using your interface skill. Depending on how well you roll, you'll see a couple of places that you can jack into as far as like the architecture. Let me know what you get.
Okay. Oh, you just said it, and I'm like, yep, roll the skill. No. You want me to roll interface?
Yeah, so you could just roll a d10 and add your interface skill to it.
Yeah. Which has a juicy new level, 10. Which means I rolled a 4.
That's good. So there are 2 known nodes. One that's downstairs in the actual lower floor where the arcade is, and then there's one directly above that in the area that they just went into. This place is segmented into different architectures. So there's one specifically that's controlling this one down here, and then there's another one specifically controlling the sex parlor upstairs. You're in the wrong area.
They are, or just me?
You feel like if you wanted to try to control what's going on up there, you'd have to be 1 floor higher in order to gain access to that secondary node.
Let's hope I can run really fast, because I'm not leaving Candy alone.
Yeah. Okay, so just food for thought. Any other questions before you reach the door to Mr. Voodoo's office?
Don't think so.
Okay. She gestures. Door slides open automatically. Room beyond is fairly long. It's darkened. And along the walls are just a couple bookend thugs, your standard, Yakuza guys. They're just kind of standing there, arms crossed in the corners, armed. They just kind of watch you from the doorway as you walk in. He doesn't seem to have any personal security around him. He's got like 3 geisha girls surrounding him, and he seems to be sitting like on at a very large desk at the very end of the room, with a window behind him, like overlooking like the back alley in the side of the city. He seems to be, well, he's not sitting. I'll say he's standing with his arms kind of like folded behind his back, and he's like, "Nomad, the Nomad.
Yeah.
I've heard your name being said around in Night City very recently. What brings you to my business?"
You might have some relationship, or you might have a relationship with something that happened to my car.
Your car? Everyone give me a perception check, please.
14.
19.
Anybody spending luck?
Yeah.
Oh no,
I-
Sir.
Oh.
11, not one.
Yeah, but also roll your crit.
Vector, you're more focused on the security that Voodoo holds in his personal office. You see, there's a camera in the corner. Okay, check. 2 bookends behind me. 3 geisha girls in the front. Not worried about them. You're scanning. You're checking things out. No automated turrets or anything like that. You were kind of disappointed. You thought that this guy was such a big deal that he'd have way more security than this, but you're more distracted by them than anything else.
Can I specifically examine the geisha girls?
Yes.
Because
Very attractive.
I feel like maybe they have weapon skills that are sneaky.
They like the geisha that escorted you to the office. They have that same sort of quality of skin, that shiny porcelain-like demeanor. They're hiding a lot of their body behind like a standard sort of traditional kimono, but it's very low cut kimono, so like they're showing some of it off, and the skin underneath that seems like it's tattooed, but they're animated, like they seem to be moving. You don't know if it's a trick of the light or not, but you're like, I've never seen that before. That's weird.
I mean, I'm pretty sure these are robots at this point. Like, since, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like whoever these people are, like they're very, very
Seem like
cybered up.
Yeah, seem like full Borg with ceramic exteriors.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you see that, and you see with your perception checks, you all see that not only are they there as bodyguards for Mr. Voodoo, but there's something odd about Mr. Voodoo himself. You see, like the way that he moves is like kind of herky-jerky, and it's kind of hard to describe. And the lighting is very dim in here, which seems reminiscent of something that you encountered recently at the ILS. You're like, what is this? Eventually, though, Voodoo is like, I'm sorry, I did something. Did my people do something to your car? You wouldn't have had to have something that belonged to the Nomura family recently. Is that who I'm talking to right now?
I mean, belonging to and being in my car are all kind of relative, and I learned a new word today, happenstance. So, you know.
Also, I think technically you mean something that belonged to my family. And by my
Right.
family, I mean the Duchess.
Kind of slow, turns around, looks over his shoulder at you. The Duchess. Oh, I see. You think this belongs to you? I'm sorry, but that suitcase neither belongs to me any more than it belongs to you. I'm simply a courier and to my capacity. And he's like, the true owners of that suitcase are the Nomura family. The door slides closed behind you. The 2 bookends, you can hear them like drawing weapons, and you see the 3 geisha stand up and they disrobe, and you see like the what seem to be normal hands. You see these claws start to extend from them, red steel, and you see Voodoo kind of stutters for a second, like, and you realize he's not even there. There's some sort of a projection system built into his room, and he's like, well then, I'm glad I didn't have to wipe out the competition, as it were. I didn't have to go out of my way to do it this time. You came to me instead.
Oh,
I should-
rude.
I'll be sure to thank you in my customary manner. And he kind of motions for the rest of them to destroy you. And that's
Wait.
where we'll stop for our break.
Oh.
I just turn to Vector right before they strike and be like, honorless dog, am I right?
Meanwhile,
There's no honor
meanwhile,
here.
Candy's just downstairs being like, I hope Cyanide will love it.
Is it a
All right.
Jigglypuff?
We'll be right back at 10:43 Eastern.
Sounds good.
Sure.
All right. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody, to Vorpal Tales, Cyberpunk Red in the image of man born, in the image of humanity born, excuse me. And we're back after our break, and we're just getting into some combat right now with the Yakuza, as the three geisha girls are extracting their blades from their fingertips, and the two thugs at the doorway are starting to draw their weapons. Mr. Voodoo kind of shimmers in his holographic presence, and he's like, well, so yeah, I suppose I didn't have to go out of my way to get rid of you all. Thank you for making this easy for me. Kill them.
Wait,
He just kind of like...
wait,
and you...
wait. We came to
he
deal.
He turns to somebody, and it looks like he's on an airplane now. Like, you just realize, like, this motherfucker isn't even here. Like, where the hell is this guy? Somebody's, like, some stewardess or somebody's offering him a drink, and he's, like, holding up his hand. And he gestures, and the whole thing just shuts off. The three servant girls on the front, like, drop their robes, and they start getting into a ready position. Everybody roll initiative, please.
How does anybody make money around this place? They
And
just
this
wanna fight.
is why they ask for 500 eddies as soon as you walk into this joint.
We didn't give it to him though.
I know.
Their loss.
Yeah, that's a sucking 9 initiative.
Oh, good. Yakuza go first.
Okay.
Does anyone even have any idea why they just randomly want to kill you?
Do I need to roll initiative
We
as well?
mentioned the device, and that was
You
it.
should.
Okay. I always forget where this is.
I'm
it's
assuming
the 2 down arrows on your character sheet.
13.
So I'm assuming that at least Rift and Candy could hear on throat comms, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I might want to get up
Take
here.
a look. Well, we're surrounded. Help. Let's see who goes first in the initiative. We've got. Come on. Here we go. Oh, Yakuza are first, in fact. Okay, so the two behind you draw their weapons and get to work. Let's see what they're working with here. Okay. Vector, are you at the front of the group here, like facing the Voodoo and his desk? Excuse me, on the far end of the room, or are you towards the back?
I'd have probably been next to and slightly diagonally behind either Cyanide or Nomad.
Okay.
Like, kind of like standard bodyguard kind of thing. If they're in a meeting, standing to that.
So, okay. So then in
That
that
makes
case,
sense.
yeah, it does. Only one of the two behind you rushes you. He's extremely fast. He's like you kind of fast. He's just kind of a blur for a moment, and you see he brings a blade right to you.
Oh shit.
He's gonna go first. He's
Let
gonna
me
try to slice
see.
you up. Give me a evasion. Please.
I might have. I have to open the sheet for this, but I may have that thing initiative thingamabob checked.
Ah.
Combat awareness. That is the sheet. I have 2 points in initiative reaction. Your reflexes are trained to respond instantly without thinking at the start of a firefight. Each point adds +1 to initiative rolls made. So instead of the
14 instead of 12.
yeah,
Helps
and then
a
I have
little.
2 in threat detection. So +2 to any
Ah.
perception, but that wouldn't have helped me in that situation.
No, because I think he rolled a 1.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 there.
So you didn't see what their full capabilities are. Otherwise, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I got to be ready for this one," and yeah, okay. So yeah, out of nowhere, this one Yakuza produces a blade and comes right for you. Give me 2 evasion checks, please.
Oh boy.
Beat a 23 for the first one, and beat a 17 for the second. Oh, excuse me, I rolled the wrong one. For this
Oh,
one.
you want me to wait for the other roll?
Oh, okay. So one of them is a 17. Excuse me, I clicked the wrong thing here.
18.
You beat the first one. All right.
22.
And I don't think you have to roll. Yeah, the other one he critically failed actually. So this one comes up and he's really fast. The first one you narrowly evade his blade as it kind of just goes right above your head. It's like that slow motion moment where it's like, and the blade is just barely cutting above your hair, and you kind of duck underneath that. When he goes for a follow up, and he goes to follow through with a thrust, you end up instinctively kind of like doing like one of those fast movements with your hands, Iaido, and his blade goes flying out of his hand and gets stuck right into like a nice little seating area arrangement nearby, like maybe 10 feet away from the desk. So he's just kind of like he had a loose grip on it, and you just kind of assisted his misfortune, and his sword went flying and just went thunk, got stuck in one of the couches. The other one, however, where are you positioned, Tara? Are you towards the rear of the group?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed what was happening was, me and Vector were the bodyguards. So if they were stepping forward to talk, we would have kind of been like back and flanking. So
Okay, that makes perfect sense then.
Yeah, wherever
Yeah,
Vector was, but opposite.
This works perfectly then. The other one moves in on you instead. Same sort of idea. This one comes up with a blade and just tries to drive it through your back. Give me 2 evasion checks, please.
I can finally use my evasion, which is actually not terrible.
Ooh, you crit.
No, that was the wrong thing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the wrong person crit.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't like that. Okay. Here we go.
You should not like that. It is the opposite.
Oh, haha!
You also crit.
Oh, wait. That's the wrong one to crit against. Dang it.
Well, you narrowly... You easily dodged the first one. You're like, whoa!
Come on, get another crit.
Well then, okay.
Oh.
You did get another crit.
You did get a crit, just in the wrong direction.
No,
Oh, dude, why?
One moment.
Okay, hold on.
Needing to calculate damage.
For my first one, my total is a 26.
Okay.
And for the second one, my total is a 3.
Wow, you just were all sorts of extremes there. Just.
Oh my goodness.
It's been a pleasure gaming with you guys.
I'm on an emotional roller coaster right now.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. All right. 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 straight to HP, bypassing armor. He went for a cut.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can do that. I can take that.
You see, he actually goes for. Hold on, let me see if he goes for your shotgun arm or the other arm. High or low?
Low.
You got it. He actually hits your other arm instead. So when he hits you with that, he essentially inflicts. Let me see here. This is the critical threat. I'm gonna roll 2d6 for me, Steve. Oh, sorry. Actually, this is not. There's no roll for this one. This is a very specific.
Oh, because I rolled a 3 and a 3, so.
All right. Oh, okay.
6 total, 3 and 3 if you need the individual.
Just trying to see what this injury does. All right, so this is. Okay, your arm is broken. Cannot be used. You drop any items in that arm's hand immediately. This is a paramedic difficulty value 13 to get it not broken.
Ow.
So he basically, he hits you right in the arm with the katana. It just bypasses your arm and goes flat, and you're just like, ah! You hold your arm as it's like bleeding out onto the floor.
Yeah, okay.
That hurt. You narrowly evaded the other attack though, so at least there's that.
Yeah,
okay.
At least.
That one's gonna leave a mark. Next up, after the 2 Yakuza, we have Rift. Comms are exploding. Stuff's happening upstairs. You're not sure why. You're like, wait, you guys came in here to deal with voodoo. What the hell's going on?
Candy. I heard shooting and Tara screaming. We gotta go.
I at least was victorious.
Bring the stuffed animals.
Medic!
They might come in useful.
Medic!
My small fuzzy army.
Gonna get at least close enough to get in, jack in, see if I can, I don't know, turn off the lights, do anything else useful that might help them.
Sure. I would need you to. I actually one retcon. I did say that this was a multi-tiered architecture.
Yeah, I can't do it this turn.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Like we're moving forward to where they are.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or I am.
All right. Cool. So you're moving. You're spending your turn moving. You managed to get to the back where those two bookends are at. They're both kind of like leaning into each other. They're like, wait, something's going on upstairs, and they seem to be reaching inside the inner pocket lining of their coats.
Oh.
Wait, what's going on?
Well, in that case, I pop out my hidden machine gun and shoot them.
Nice.
They're in the way.
This is relatively. I'm assuming you're shooting within close range.
Yeah, I wouldn't I'd wait till I was close enough to ensure
What are you
maximum
shooting with?
splatter.
Whoa. Is this
I have a heavily modified assault rifle that's also a sniper rifle.
Cool. So if you just have to hit a 17 to hit.
26. Okay.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah. All right. Are you shooting? You're shooting one of them specifically, or you're just targeting one?
Yeah.
All right. So you're like, roll your damage.
Oh, sorry. Rolled twice. 28.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. That's wow. 19 damage. Holy shit. All right. 2, 4. Wow. Okay. Let's see him.
It's because Lucky Cthulhu was leading the way.
Mm-hmm.
Cthulhu is.
You blast this one. You're just like da 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 da, and he gets hit, and just like he staggers back for a second. He's hurt bad, like he's on one knee, but he's not dead yet. As soon as that happens, the other one trains his weapons on you, because they go at they technically went at the beginning of the initiative, and they were just holding.
They didn't do anything, right?
They can react immediately, so they both open fire at you since you're the only one shooting currently. Let's see what
I
they
can
got.
evade.
That is good. You may want to roll twice, please. Let's see. They're just armed with handguns. Nothing too serious, but they're heavy handguns. Oh, one of them fucked up. Yep. Yo!
Jesus Christ, Drift!
Oh, look at that! They're not hitting me either way.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Double crits on the evasions. Both in the 30s.
I am not worthy of that roll. Okay. Candy, you see.
I saw the Trinity.
Yes, seriously. He runs up and goes da 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 and strafes one of them. His chest explodes for a second and he falls back, but he holds himself up on the railing. The other one immediately, like hair's reflex, pulls his weapon, starts firing back. Both of them start firing back at him, and it's like watching a slow motion car crash as he just like flies through the air, and like dives behind a Donkey Kong station that gets immediately shattered with bullets. All the kids at the arcade are screaming and running like, oh shit, and like ducking down and grabbing cover.
And
It's a scene.
in the one beat of silence before the next action, you hear Riff from behind the machine say, "You broke Donkey Kong. Now you're gonna fucking die."
Excellent.
My favorite
Okay.
monkey.
Vector.
Well, I think there's only one answer.
Yes. Violence.
Slicing and dicing. Yeah. So, melee weapon. 16.
Oh shit.
And katana. Damage of 10.
He beats your melee roll. He lost control of his blade, so you return. You kind of like instinctively pull your blade and like do like a backhand slash at him, and he just like bends like part way, and like this as the blade just kind of passes right in front of his face. He looks and sees that he lost his grip on his weapon, and he feels like he has this look on. It's like, oh, that's not gonna happen again. And you see like he flexes his hands, and these blades shoot out. He's got rippers. You get another melee roll actually.
Oh.
Yeah, don't forget
Why
when it
do
comes
I
to melee, you
always
get 2
forget?
attacks. That's okay. It's very different from
Another
yeah,
16.
Same exact thing. Okay, let's see if we can actually manage to dodge this one or not. That's oh wait, no, that's the wrong sheet.
That was the
My
geisha.
apologies. Yes, that happened. Let's see.
She's sympathetically
Exactly.
dodging.
Oh my goodness. You need to spend at least 1 luck to make that hit land.
Ben,
You
that
bet I'm
luck.
gonna do that.
Roll your damage.
Oh, only a 6. Boo.
For real? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's not right.
A 2, a 1, and a
Oh.
3? 3d6?
Oh no, it is. Wow, that's surprising. Okay. You see,
Bad luck.
you slice them across the. Actually, no, that's bullshit. Hold on a second. What's your body score?
It is an 8.
Body. Roll 3d6 again.
I'll do them separately this time.
I like that we have the same body score, but mine is entirely because of my bone lacing.
That's amazing.
So is Rift or Vectors?
Rift Vectors, ever. Somebody's.
I don't know who I am anymore.
The vectors.
So I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 4.
That's better. So 21 damage. 21 damage. Okay.
Can I just point out all of your 6s that you rolled are 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yes.
I lied.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a body of 12.
Just one.
12?
That makes more
Okay.
sense.
Roll an additional d6, please.
Yeah, that's why Vector's humanity is so low. We upgraded them to the tier 2 internal structure.
3.
Wow. Okay. That'll do it. Okay. You actually cut into him this time, and this time you put your weight into it. Instead of just like being flashy with it, you kind of like bum rush and try to thrust, and you actually manage to catch him along the side. You go fly. You see a piece of his blood go flashing out and spatter against the animated murals of the walls. The dragon and the mists are like colliding together. There's just like blood, Yakuza blood on the wall. Yakuza
So that is
blood.
the damage they should be rolling every time, right? 76.
I'm gonna. Yeah. You
That
add
puts it more in line with guns.
Yep, because otherwise it's like you do 3d6 with your sword, and then when you punch people, you do 5. What the hell? Okay. All right. So after, do you move at all, or do you stay engaged with this one?
I'm gonna stay engaged with this one unless someone needs me.
Okay. Candy, you're up.
There are kids in this arcade.
Yes, there are, and there are bullets flying everywhere.
I'm gonna try to get the kids out first.
Give me a persuasion check. I think that's the closest thing we have to charisma in this. Like, follow me, listen to me.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
19. Attention. Please
shit.
leave this area single file this way. Please exit to the building immediately.
In your ear comms, just tell them you have lollipops.
Give them the drugs.
Even amidst all the din of the arcade and now gunfire and screaming, you're like, "Please come this way!" And like you have like your two loudest colored lollipops, like directing traffic, like right this way, please.
Attention.
Look down.
Please vacate the premises immediately. This
Yeah, you,
message
like-
will now repeat.
You point to like the emergency exits or whatever, and everybody starts following. Like, listen to what she's saying. Like they start filing out, moving away from the gunfire.
Single
Okay.
file. Please do not run.
Are you moving anywhere in particular, or are you saying?
She is gonna try to move to get closer. And trying to think of what she has for a weapon. She's gonna pull out like from her little bejeweled medicine bag. A little shotgun that's painted with like rainbow colors and it's got charms on it.
That's your move action. You're just like, all right, I dig it. All right, now the 3 geishas go.
Jesus.
They spring up, blades come out, and emotionless, just cold-blooded killer. They move fast like the wind. One of them like jumps right over the desk and leaps right at Cyanide. Claws out. Cyanide, give me 2 evasion checks, please.
Somewhere on my sheet is evasion.
It is under fighting skill in the middle column.
Hey, thanks. Just for those folks at home, it's not that this character sheet is like hard to read. It's just that there's a lot of skills.
It's a lot of skills. Holy moly!
I've
Nice.
evaded 2
Pretty
17s.
good. Wow. Okay. Now if I could just hold on a second.
Roll like you roll, Eric. Roll like you roll.
I'm planning on it.
Yeah, he used up all his good rolls on me, so that
Right.
was I took that one for the team.
I'm
I don't know.
expecting-
All these characters he's rolling for have like a plus 14 to everything. They're a little ridiculous.
They're pretty tough. Yeah. Okay. Un segundo. There we go. Okay, here we go. 1, 2.
Oh shit.
That was a critical. That's not good. Okay. What did you get? A
That's
17.
rude.
So, okay. Ties go to the defender, so you're good on the first one. The second one, however, does hit, unless you want to try to beat a 30.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't think I can.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like if I spent all my luck, I'd only have a 24.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna. Let me see what they roll for damage. They got scratchers. That's 5d6. Oh fuck. Wow, I've never rolled so many 5s. But
Hmm.
okay, 5, 10, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 damage straight to wounds. No armor. This one goes for your face. It's just going like this, and it just kind of goes whoosh.
Not the
Uh,
face.
Let's see. Like, oh, you're a celebrity? Scratch. Let me see.
How much was that? I've never had this much damage in this game, so I'm not really sure.
21, I think I said.
Okay.
Shit. Whiplash. Base death save penalty increased by 1. Alright, so that's only important, like, if you end up having to make a death save, it's going to be 1 point more difficult to make. This is
Okay.
the one time in the game that we have to roll under. It's going to be more difficult by 1, but you don't have to worry about that for right now.
Okay.
But yeah, you take a big scratch across the face, and like you feel your head like snap sideways with the force that she connected with you on. Dang. Now the 2 other ones go. One of them goes to you, Nomad.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Give me
Oh,
2
yeah.
evasion rolls, please.
16 and
Oh shit.
24.
Oh, jeez.
I think the force
Yeah,
is with you on that one because they blew both rolls.
that's awesome.
It was right. They were getting
Wow.
plus 14s.
Yeah, this one jumps up on the desk and leaps right at you, and you move out of the way just in time. She goes like and like stabs right into the couch, and the couch flips over and like tumbles right on top of her. So like now she's like stuck underneath the couch, but you see within seconds the claws go through the lining of the couch, and you see fluff and leather start splitting apart as she's like just ripping it to shreds. And last but not least, this one goes straight to Vector. This one almost like disappears from sight how fast she is. She seems to like run partly on the wall and then jumps off and tries to take a slash at you with both claws. Give me 2 more evasion checks, please.
You got it.
19, 21.
19 and
18,
21.
Ah, sheet, stop moving. My sheet's haunted.
Haunted! Ah!
That
Holy
was the
shit.
real plot all along.
Oh,
Victor.
no.
Oh no.
Roll the other one.
That's bad. That's real
Not
bad.
bad. You might be able to dodge the second one if you spend a couple points of luck, but the first one is definitely going to hit. It's not a critical though, which means your armor soaks up about half of your armor is effective against the damage. There we go.
Huzzah!
However, I did roll 2 6s. 2, 4, 6, and 12. That's
No.
18 damage. Half of your armor still applies. However, after you apply the damage, you take an immediate 5 hit points to your HP. That's typically what happens with critical hits. And you roll 2d6 to see what happens.
Mm.
Ooh.
This one wasn't aiming at a particular location like some of the other ones were going for precision. This one's just going in to like rip you to pieces.
Oh, that's nice.
It's pleasant, isn't it?
It is, and I don't think I healed up from.
Yeah, you're healed
the-
up to full. Yeah, after the
Oh,
events.
okay.
Yeah, everybody was back to full. Don't worry about that.
Well, that's a huge relief.
I was gonna say I usually reset mine. Is that not right?
Yes. No, you're doing it exactly right, Dixie.
Like not every session, but like after a combat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty standard. You can roll 2d6 for me, ever, when you get a chance. Let me know when
I
you got
don't
it.
know if I want to.
You really don't want to, but you kind
I
of
rolled a 1 and a 4.
So you got a 5? Broken ribs.
Ooh.
At the end of every turn, where you move further than 4 meters or yards on foot, you resuffer this critical injury's bonus damage directly to your hit points. Critical hits are nasty, everyone.
Yep.
Yep. So as you're moving out, you're gonna be like, ugh! You take 5 more damage to your hit points directly. Until this gets treated by with a paramedic 13 difficulty. Then you'll be alright.
Can I make a
Okay.
motion to no?
Unfortunately, that motion is denied.
Minus 5 hit points.
Cyanide.
Wait, I didn't go.
Wait, what?
I have an item.
Oh, that's because you're last, Nomad.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't gone either.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought Cyanide was at the top. Holy crap. Okay,
No.
cool.
No, I haven't done anything yet. I've just been standing here.
That was me.
Yeah, Rift went at the top. Go ahead, Cyanide. Your turn.
I guess the most obvious choice would be to say a phrase I never thought I'd say in my entire life, which is throat snake the geisha. Who's attacking
Sounds
me.
kind of dirty, but that's fine. Okay.
But I mean, that's literally what I'm doing.
Yes. Go for
Sounds
it.
intriguing.
I rolled a 23.
Holy shit. I don't. Wow. These are really.
Do I get 2 strikes with my melee weapon too?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Oh. I don't think we've been doing that. That's cool.
Mhm.
I also rolled a 15 because I
shit.
suck.
Oh no.
By a 15, I mean a 5.
1 second. I'll roll secretly for this one. So what do you got? Roll a 4. You hit. You hit with the first one. That's for
Yay.
sure. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage. And by the way, if anybody wants to make specific called shots, like I shoot him in the head or whatever, like fuck all that armor nonsense, please let me know. It'll be a much more difficult shot, but if you make it, you do double damage, and they automatically get a critical hit to the head.
I feel like I'm probably going for the throat again if I can, but I want to hit them
Good.
either way.
14.
Like,
all right.
I don't know if they're real people, so I'm not sure like what will do the
They
most
are.
damage to them.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
Right, but like cyanide's not sure right now. Is what I'm saying. They're all like porcelain and weird.
Yes, they certainly are. Okay. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. G2 and G3. Take 14 damage. All right. You take a chunk out of her. She doesn't seem that phased by it. She's just like, she just kind of rears back. There's no emotion, nothing. It's barely a reflex. Like just like you go for the throat, and you end up like taking like scratching and tearing away pieces of metal, and shit. Just like psh, it comes apart with a spark. You're like, oh, yeah, they're full Borg. All right. Do you move?
I don't think that I can move out of range, so I'm pretty sure that she's just in like fight for her life mode right now. So there's kind of no
Locked in.
point. Yeah.
Sure.
Like I'm in melee combat with this person.
Tara.
So, actually, going off of what Sinai just asked, I have a similar question. What is the rules or mechanics for getting out of melee with somebody in this?
You just do it. There's no attacks of opportunity.
Okay, so I can just
You can
walk
move away,
from this
bang,
person.
bang. Oh, yeah.
Don't want to bang bang. I have a different. Tara has a very bad idea, like an exceptionally
I'm
bad
intrigued
idea.
already. Go for it.
So the doors slid behind us and locked, but you did describe them as those very fancy kind of like paper doors. Can I slip away and go and either open the door or, better yet, just arm shotgun blast the shit out of where it kind of like seals? Because I want to get out of this room.
Yeah, you can actually just put your cyber arm right through the paper door and just rip it
Oh,
open
you're
and
just
walk out.
abandoning us, huh?
Yeah,
Great.
Are you honestly surprised?
that's what Steve do.
I mean, a little. He's got a
No,
shotgun
no.
arm.
All
You
right.
should shoot something with it.
So, would you?
You could do
would
both, actually.
Would you like my? Well, no, because I want to do a full everything I can move, because
Oh, okay. Move twice.
I am
got it.
devoting everything I have in this round to this move.
Okay, yeah, you can do it.
I want to go to that server room you described.
Yes. Okay. So you remember there was somebody opening the door and they stopped as you walked past.
Mhm.
You burst through the paper door and you see them there holding a submachine gun. They turn at you and they ready to fire and you're like ah! You start running towards them.
Fuck it,
You try
yes.
to take cover. Oh,
I do the best that
it
I
is
can.
balls to the walls time. Then he goes to
Yes.
shoot at you. This is the
Bring it.
4, 5. Okay. Oh crap. Is that really his skill? Okay. SMG. So that's auto fire. See that one? Oh
Eric's
shit.
like, did I make
Do you-
another
I don't-
absolute badass? What?
You don't have an 8 or higher reflex, right?
Do not.
Steve?
No, I cannot dodge bullets.
Shit. Okay.
That's okay.
So. All right.
That's okay, because auto fire and SMG caps at 2d6 damage. So
Well, no. It's whatever they beat what they needed to roll by.
no, we went
then
through all of
that's-
this.
Oh,
We went
okay.
through this because I had it was my original build was auto fire. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
SMG specifically cap
Ah, yes. At times 2.
at times 2 or yeah.
Times 2. Okay.
Times 2, whatever the damage is. That's it. Sorry, not 2d6 times 2.
18 damage.
Okay, that's manageable. And this does not pierce through armor, correct?
It does ablate it twice though, more than usual the
Okay.
usual one. It ablates it twice. So whatever your armor is in total,
Minus
it goes
2.
down by 2. Yeah.
Okay,
So it gets
18.
progressively easier to just
Yep, that I can deal
turn
with.
you to human paper mache. So he's just like he sets his feet into the hallway and he's like ah, brrr, and he just lets out this long plume of auto fire at you, and you see the rounds are zooming past you, and whatever's hitting the walls are just stripping them completely.
Mhm.
This thing can shoot through concrete with the
Woo!
rounds that he's firing at you, and you're like, oh crap! And some of the stuff hits you, and you see your armor flying right off you. You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you didn't roll double sixes so for his damage, so at least there's that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
your
that's
move.
good.
So now it is next. Nomad, you're last.
He kind of looks at that couch getting torn up. He's like, that was a nice couch. And then jumps over the
Was.
desk. And then takes cover behind the desk and fires at the closest thing, I guess.
I need 2 rolls from you. Give me your. If you're gonna shoot handgun, use handgun. But I also need you to give me a perception check. Very important.
Perception check. 16.
Oh shit! You find the suitcase. It's right underneath the desk.
The fucking suitcase is in the room. Are you serious?
Yeah.
He says that
It's
out
guarded.
loud. He literally says that out loud. The fucking suitcase is in the goddamn room.
Because remember, Mr. Voodoo isn't here. They're using his establishment to hold it, and it's guarded by 3 Razor Girls, as it were. So any Joe Schmo is not going to be able to walk out of here alive with it.
Is there a window in this room?
Yeah, right behind the desk. Remember, it looks out over the back alley.
How many stories is that down?
Like 3.
There's a motorcycle in the room that he can charge out the
No.
window with.
It's
Throw
not that
into the
kind of
room.
movie.
Okay. Seems like it.
It is a nice thought. It is a nice thought, though.
He's gonna grab that and go jumping through the window.
Okay. Do you fire at the one as you originally
Fuck yeah, I
intended?
do
Like-
with my shotgun.
Oh, you shotgun. You just need a 13 to hit. Go ahead and roll. Shoulder arms.
Where
Love
is-
this. Everything about this is amazing. Nice.
22. That thing's
All right.
fucking
You're
dead.
shooting at which thing is fucking dead?
I don't know.
There's
Whatever I
two-
shot
there's-
at.
There's 2 Yakuza and then there's 3 Geisha.
The one that attacked me and destroyed that nice couch. That one needs to die.
Oh. All right. Hold on a second. It has negatives, but it does get to roll evasion.
Oh. Well, I want to shoot one that doesn't get to roll evasion.
It does not fucking get to dodge that one. Okay, you blasted
Alright.
the shit out of it with
Then
that shotgun. You're
It
just
takes 21 damage.
nice. Okay, 21 damage it is. All right, 1 second. Which one took the damage? All right, cool. Wow. All right, so this one is coming up out of the couch. It rips it to pieces and it emerges from it just in time to get a shotgun to the face. And you see like porcelain, metal, and wiring go flying off of its face, and it is dead. Like it is, wow. Like yeah, you just falls back and dead. All right, good show. Good show.
And now I'm falling.
You're jumping out of the window. Well,
Yes.
that's gonna hurt.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Falling. Cool. You fall. At the end of the moment, you no longer are solid ground. Blah blah blah. Okay. Give me an athletics check, please.
No.
Yes.
14. How much luck do I have to dump to make this not horrible?
How much would you like to spend?
I would like to spend all of it to be the luckiest son of a bitch that ever jumped out of a 3rd-story window.
That is a good answer.
Okay.
Let's
He is
see here.
Trinity now.
that would be
Extremely cinematic moment.
That's a 22.
As,
22 athletics.
wow. Extremely cinematic moment as Nomad hops over the desk that's right in front of him, goes, oh, fucking suitcase is right here! And as the geisha gets up, bam! Just shoots it right in the head, and then jumps out the window with the suitcase. Okay. Let's see
Cyanide
what
just like looks at Vector real quick during combat and is like, "Are they all abandoning us?"
He like. I have a follow-up question. Did he like land in his car? The door
No.
opens and he just hits the seat.
Although that would be cool.
That would be very cool.
7,
Or have like the ejection seat catch me on the way out.
12.
If this was Knight Rider, though,
21
like,
damage.
the car would just come around the corner
Yeah,
and
that's
be like
true.
ready for you.
21 damage.
It's not there to receive you because it doesn't know you're jumping out a window, but yeah, in about a round, Jay's gonna be rounding that corner ready to pick you up, like 100%.
Okay.
If you had talked about it, like jumping out the window, like, hey, I need you now, he absolutely would have been there.
No, he was just surprised that the thing is there. Stupidly.
You fall through like a screen, and like you end up falling on some poor guy's noodle cart, and he's like,
Oh.
"Oh no, not again!"
Not the fucking
Cabbages.
noodles.
Excellent. Beginning of the top of the round again. The Yakuza go.
That fall hurt.
Yeah, it did fucking hurt. Yes. No soaking on that one. That hurt a lot. Okay, here we go. The one on you, Vector, takes another couple swipes at you. Go ahead and give me just 2 evasion rolls when you get a chance. That is a oh shit.
Stop rolling well tonight,
What the
Eric. You're
fuck,
supposed
Eric?
to be bad
Where's
at
your
that.
shitty rolls, dude? Come on.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You like
He
get
gets-
a new headset and also a new like hand for die rolling?
He gets all the bad rolls on Sunday when he's a mage. So he's making up for it today.
Oh,
Nice,
okay.
Vector.
So the first
Whoa.
evasion was only a 19, and the second evasion was a crit 24.
Nice.
Yes.
There's a lot of crits on evasions. I like it.
There's
I don't recommend you spend.
There's a
I
lot
don't
of wild
recommend,
crits.
Yes, I don't recommend you spend any luck on that first one because I rolled a 10 for the follow-up. Don't bother.
Mm.
It's gonna hit. The second one though, you easily dodge out of the way as he's trying to come in for a second attack. Let me roll damage.
Oh, and I take minus 5 HP for moving. How dare I?
That's only if you move like 4 yards or meters. If you stay exactly where you are right now, you're not taking any additional damage. Got broken
Oh,
ribs.
okay.
I love that Vector thought they had to stay like still like a statue, or else they got really hurt.
Well,
You're
I
like-
mean, like if you've got broken ribs IRL, you like do any slight movement, you breathe and it hurts. So like,
This is the dark
17
future.
damage? Yes, it is. 17 damage, and your armor counts for half. Oh, also, don't forget, when you take damage of any kind, it's ablated by 1, unless I say otherwise. Okay.
Greek.
It loses a point of value. So if like your
Yeah,
armor was
sorry.
9 and you get hit, now it's 8.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's like that. Every time you get hit and take damage.
Context-wise, I thought you meant the damage was ablated by 1, so it was a bit confusing. So thank you for
That
the
would be
clarification.
that'd be cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, I was like,
I like
really? Every time I
Dixie's
take
way
damage,
better.
it's 1 less? Like what?
The other one goes for... Well, actually, the other one was on Terra, and Terra went out. So the one that's in the hallway fires again, and the other one comes up from behind to try to take you out, because Nomad just went out the window. Okay. So that one comes up behind you and tries to tackle you into the wall. Let me see. This is a brawling. He's going to try to grab you. Combat. Here we go. Grab. I'm gonna roll for him for brawling. Give me an evasion roll twice, Tara.
Do I have to?
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah, you really do.
Oh.
Nice. Okay,
Okay.
do it again.
Okay.
But better.
Do it again, but better.
Damn it, that's not what I said.
I did it again, but I did not do better.
He puts a hand on your shoulder, and you do that move where like you just wrap it around. You put him, you put your arm under his arm, and you kind of push him away. And in that same moment, as soon as you turn around, he moves in and he grabs you like in a Muay Thai maneuver, where he basically wraps his fingers around your neck, and he starts bringing his knee up against your torso. It hurts. No damage as of right now, but what this basically means is that you're grappled, which means you're going to have to spend your action next round trying to get out of it. He's going to try to choke you while he's got you like this. He's going to try to like knee you and then like choke you out. Fun stuff. All right. The other Yakuza just went. The one that was shooting at you doesn't fire because he's possibly going to hit his buddy. So what he does instead is he lowers his SMG and he goes shink, and he pulls out a switchblade and now he's gonna try to like gut you with it. You can still roll evasion, but you're gonna take a penalty. Go ahead and roll. He try to shank you. Beat it 15. You get a minus.
I missed it. Who are we talking to? Is it me?
Terra. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Because I know I
sorry.
was
Yeah.
close to getting shot.
You're facing 2 on the.
Oh, so the
hallway.
other guy ran me down to hit me, and the guy's shooting me. Oh,
Yeah,
does
one's
being-
grabbing
how
you,
does-
the other one's gonna try to shank you now.
How
I
does
mean, I
being
feel like that's
grappled
more
affect
fair than-
evasion?
Me getting attacked by 4 people, so.
okay, okay.
How does being grappled affect by evasion in this
Yeah,
game?
can I still evade if I'm grappled?
Yeah, that's what I said. You can evade, but there's a penalty to it. I'm gonna
Oh,
say.
I got you.
Oh,
I
okay.
apologize.
You rolled exactly that. You may want to spend some luck on this one. Just saying.
Do I know how much the penalty I rolled against is? Like
2. We'll say 2.
Then I will spend 3. Right?
Okay.
To make that.
Well, actually, yeah. Ties will go to the defender always, so you can spend 2, and that's sufficient.
Oh,
And
cool. Then yes, I will do that.
In which case you're like, oh shit, and this one comes up and tries to stab you, and you're like, nope, and like you use your feet, you jump up, and you push off of the wall.
Yes.
Just as he's trying to like stab and like split you open.
Jeez.
Okay, good move.
Thank you.
Now the 2 Yakuza on the bottom floor.
Does he get a second attack? I don't know why I asked that question out loud.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you for reminding me.
Buddy, we gotta talk.
I know that. That's why.
Steve, you betrayed yourself.
Roll me another evasion. As long as you don't critically fail, he might actually hit his buddy with that one.
Yeah, hit your buddy.
Yeah, eat that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I make that a 19, would you let me actually spin this guy into the knife to make it like a full-blown like?
You don't have
stab?
to. You
No?
absolutely do not have to. No. Hold on a second.
All right.
So, okay. 6. Okay. 12. 17, 18 damage. Ouch. Excuse me.
Does it break the grapple, please?
Yes, it does. So like he's just like, what the fuck are you doing? And like he said, he's yelling at him in Japanese. And he loosens his grip on you for just a second. That's just enough for you to just slip right out.
Okay.
He takes 18 damage, and that hurts. Motherfucker. All right, you're lucky as hell. Now the two Yakuza on the bottom floor, shooting at Vector. One moves to the side, and the other one goes around the other side to try to shoot you. They're gonna try to outflank you. You can roll evasion, I suppose. So give me 2 evasion rolls, please, as they try to shoot you with their handguns.
Vector?
Yes.
No, that's a question to Eric. Isn't Vector upstairs?
There's two downstairs. And then there's the 2 upstairs that were in Voodoo's room, and then there's 1 in the hallway. Remember when you were rounding these people were rounding the corner going to Mr. Voodoo's room? There was 1 exiting the security room, and he just stopped and watched you. So they have a total of 3 Yakuza up there. You have 2 downstairs.
Right, but you said Vector has to evade.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think you mean me, right?
I had a brain fart moment. It's Rift.
Better double check that.
Sorry.
I was just ready to roll evasion. I was like, okay, I'll evade
No.
Is it Rifter or is it Vect?
Yes.
Ooh,
This is approved.
I like them both.
Vect is a cool name, actually. Can I call you Vect as a nickname?
Yeah,
Sure.
why not? They'll probably be confused.
22 on the first one.
Fuck. You
23
made
on the second one.
Oh, you just need 1 more point, and
I'll spend
yeah.
a luck point. I haven't spent any yet.
Excellent. Let me roll his damage. 4. Is it 4? Yes, it is 4. Alright. Low damage. I got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A heavy pistol. And of course, any damage, you always ablate your armor by 1. He fires at you, and you just move out of the way just
the first one?
The first one hit. Yeah, the second one does not. I think you spent points on the second one, right?
Yeah, I spend points on the first one too if it's less than like 5.
You would need 7 to guard against.
Nope, I'll take it.
You rolled a 29. All right. So yeah, these guys are good. He's just like got a beat on you, and he's trying to blow your head off, and you're like, oh shit! And like you manage to just get a graze, and some of your armor takes a damage. It takes a hit, and you go falling right into the old Street Fighter console, like. All right. I think that's all the Yakuza. Now it's Rift's turn. Counterattack.
Candy! Look out behind you! As soon as Candy turns away, goddamn wrecking Donkey Kong flashbang. And then I shoot them.
Awesome, a flashbang and shoot him? Alright, go for it.
Flashbang
Athletics with the
work-
flashbang.
Flashbang doesn't have to hit them; it just has to land in the vicinity.
Right, but you're in a crowded space, so there's a possibility that you're like, ha, and like it bounces back at you or goes behind a console of one of like the many retro arcades cases that are
Running over
here.
to see my sheet.
You're like, I have athletics. Wait, I gotta check that.
Well, I get to lean across my stuff to see it.
Ah,
15.
15. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. Like you managed to. Well, which one do you want to catch in the flashbang? The one that's
All of
injured
them.
heavily? Well, okay. Oh, so you want to like drop it and leave?
No, flashbangs are grenade with a radius. If they're caught in the burst, they have to save versus the deafness and blindness critical injuries. And then I get to shoot
resist
them.
drugs?
Yeah,
Cool. All right. 1 second. Where is this at?
it's
Resist
an
drugs.
AoE blindness effect.
They're not great at it.
Oh, the DV is it's probably 15. It's always 15.
It's usually
Yep, 15.
Resist torture. I don't think that's happening. Yeah, no, they rolled 12 straight through, so they're just like, ah. Yeah, okay. You got them, and they're like stunned for however long.
Well, that means they take the blindness and deafness critical injury, whatever that is on the chart.
Oh, yum. Okay.
Yeah. Damaged eye and damaged ear critical injury on page 188.
Gotcha. Yep. Blind. Yep. I see it. It's 2 range. Oh, is that the one that's -2 to range attacks and perception checks?
Yep. And then
Okay.
ear is whenever they move further than 4 meters or yards, same as Vector, they cannot
Take
take a move
damage?
action on the next turn.
Oh, so they can't even move at all. They're just doing this. Like, ugh.
And
All
there's
right.
more perception penalties.
Go for it. You're gonna try to shoot him now with the assault rifle?
Yes.
Just run past them. Come help us.
You could try to finish the one that you wounded and is almost like on death's door, or you could try to damage the other one.
Oh yeah, since I threw the grenade, I can't shoot and run, can I?
Mm,
When is Candy's turn?
No. Candy's turn is after Vector. So you got after you, it's Vector and then Candy.
So then, after Vector takes their action, we can imagine I grab Candy and we run.
Okay.
While they're still, like, covering their eyes or whatever.
Yeah, they can't manage to find you. Like, oh, firing blindly into the cases, and it's that scene where you're like running behind these old arcade cases, and they're just like blasting, and like stuff's exploding, and it's chaos. Vector.
So, who's left?
You're up
after
against-
Lewis? Okay.
You're up against the a geisha and one of the other Yakuza enforcers, the bodyguards. There's 2 on you. There's 1 on Cyanide, and the other one's dead that Nomad took out. And they're
Thanks,
fighting out in
Nomad.
the hall.
I'm gonna go after the one that is the most damaged.
Okay.
Them first.
That would be, I think that would be the one you hit, actually.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So
That one is
yeah,
more damaged than the geisha.
you
Oh
know-
no. You get 2, don't forget.
Hey, bad crit on the first
Hey.
one, good crit on the second one. Woohoo!
Alright.
So you want me to only roll
21?
1 damage, or oh?
He does not dodge that second attack. No way.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, you come at him with your katana. It's 3d6 plus 4, so roll 7d6, please. And be careful when you roll the damage. Check for multiple 6s. If you get 2 or more, that's a critical hit.
You say 7? 7d6 you want me to roll? Oh, okay. 23 total. No 6s, but I did get a 1.
No 6s, but you got a 1.
Yeah.
That's okay. That doesn't mean anything for damage. What's the total?
Oh, okay. Total is 23.
Oh, he's fucking dead. All right. How describe how you take out this particular yakuza who's been like trying to take your head off now for like 3 rounds.
Well, I'm gonna.
He's coming at you with the rippers, like. Whoosh, whoosh.
Oh yeah, this guy, this guy. So, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin around, gain momentum, and use my katana to slice off the rippers,
Nice.
and then bring the blade back around over my head and slice his neck, but just enough to leave his head attached to his body, just without fully beheading, but he's functionally beheaded.
Dang.
Beheaded.
All right. Yeah, you like drive your blade like deep into his torso, and you just pull it away. You drive him with such force, like he actually goes down on his knees onto the ground. He's just like, and he's like stuck in a position like dead, but like like in a weird position, like upright, because he didn't have enough momentum to just keep going. He just stopped right where he was. That's where you put him. Okay. So those were your 2 attacks. Next goes Candy.
So yeah, Candy, having turned around when Riff said, something's behind you, she's just like, yeah? I'm guessing...
Didn't want to blind you.
It's okay, how's everyone doing?
We need to go up there. Sounds like they're getting hurt. I think someone threw Nomad out a window.
Yeah, totally what
Yeah,
happened.
Nomad.
10 quarters says he jumps.
Not taking that action.
He went in wanting to throw Mr. Voodoo out a window, and instead he just volunteered himself. Okay. What are you doing? You see,
Candy is gonna try to head upstairs while they're blinded.
Oh. Okay, yeah, you see, they don't see you. They're just like trying to get a bead on Rift and like blasting through these cabinets of these old arcade games, and you're just keeping your head low with the shotgun, like jump over the casing, and the stairway's right there. You can just run up.
Mm-hmm.
You double move it up there, and your door opens up. And you see the whole place is in disarray. You see like the paper doors are sliding open. People like trying to file out. You see like the Joy Toys, as they're called, are trying to get out, but some of them, as the doors are sliding open, they slide black clothes, and they're like they're trapped inside. They're trying to get out. The clients and the clientele in this case. This whole place is starting to enter some sort of a lockdown procedure. So you see a lot of the doors are like starting to lock into place for security measures. You see the maitre d' geisha like turns around like almost robotically and like stares eyes at you, and it's like inclines its head at you. It doesn't say anything. What do you do?
Well, if it's not being actively hostile, I'm gonna try to go right on past.
Okay. It just kind of watches you. It's really weird. As it's just kind of observing you. You just run past it. You get to the corner and you hear gunfire on the other end. That's as far as you get for your turn, but let's see. Now the geishas go. Okay. One of them's gone, but the other 2 are still active. The one that got damaged by cyanide tries to finish the job. It too tries to go in for a grab. It like snakes itself behind you and tries to like envelop you in this like big bear hug. Surprisingly strong and upper body strength. You see like it tries to like grab you and like crush you. Give me a evasion roll.
21.
Easy. Okay. This is a brawling. You got him. Wow. Okay. It tries to go in for a grab, and you manage to slip right underneath its slippery claws as it's like trying to grab a hold of you and crush you. It then moves in. It tries to. It doesn't. Instead of trying to go for another grab, though, it just tries to slash you again across the chest. Go ahead and give me another evasion. So it's gonna give me melee.
19.
Ooh, woo! Describe how you narrowly avoid getting grabbed and slashed at the same time.
I want to say that, like, as I'm ducking under the initial grab, she kind of swirls to slash me and doesn't realize that I haven't quite stood up yet.
Yeah.
So she slashes where my face and throat, like, would be, but I'm still kind of, like, down from evasion. She just goes right over me.
Yeah, it goes right over your head as you duck down. Yeah, you're much faster than they anticipated.
I mean, I'm a good dancer. I do stuff on stage. Like, it's a whole thing.
Let's see. Now goes the last geisha. Tries to attack Vector.
I was going to say, we're going to call them Vector Geisha and Cyanide Geisha.
Yes.
Yay.
This one goes to attack you. You can give me the 2 evasion rolls now. It doesn't try to do anything fancy. It just tries to like jump on top of you, like put its like knees like right around your neck and try like Black Widow style, and like try to like sink its claws like right into your neck.
Oh, that was a cool move in that movie.
Vector!
Ah.
Wow.
And a 15.
I both dread and love that noise, Eric.
But
Let's
why?
see.
Why?
Scratchers 5.
I gotta do now is lean in and
Why?
say a couple of things are gonna happen.
Is maybe
Well,
I don't have the
Don't
right
worry
numbers on
about
my
it
sheet.
too bad because it did shit for damage on the first one. Did 2, 4, 6, 9 damage on the first one. Let's try this. Second one, 10, 16, 19, 20 damage. And your armor counts for half.
Eh,
You're like, ah! It's like it jumps up and tries to like grapple your neck with its knees and like tries to like stick its claws like in the front and the back of your throat, and you just feel just this hot pain coursing through you. It's like stabbing its claws into you repeatedly. Like,
I'm not a salad.
I'm not a salad. Okay, I think that's all of them. Now it's a Cyanide's turn.
Yeah,
Finish
so I'm still gonna attack this one that's attacking me. I'm pissed now. Do I get a bonus for being pissed?
If Candy believes in it, that you can, yes. You can.
I always believe in you.
21 and a 19.
Aw. There you go. Nice. All right, let me roll the evasion for them. Where's one?
Ha!
Whoa. It does say
Ha!
Whoa! Roll your damage. Well done.
I hit twice.
Nice.
Yeah, my
Cyber Snake? Or
Yeah.
Katana? Oh, okay.
No Cybersync. 31 altogether.
Holy crap.
Woo-hoo! Wow. Okay.
I'm pissed.
Geisha Gone is the name of that one because you effectively, as it swiped at you and you ducked down, you moved up with incredible speed, and you see the cyber snake slithers back out of your mouth and like rips part of her porcelain face off, just. And when it looks back, it has like semi-human internals to it that's like wet and gooey, and then like that's where the cyber snake goes in and just kind of rips out what's left, and there's just wires, blood, and stuff like all over the place. Geisha goes down, face down, hits with a thud, dents the floor, dead. Okay. Well
And like
done.
Vector is actually a little bit like, I've never seen cyanide like this before. What is happening right now?
A transformation has occurred. Okay, excellent work. Now it's Terra's turn. Terra, you're between a rock and a hard place. The one who was grabbing you before got shivved by his buddy. He's like, what the fuck? But you're free now, so you can turn around and blast both of them if you want with your shotgun arm. Or you can try to make your way to that server room as you were trying to do before.
That's what I want to do. I want to get to that server room.
You're in.
Okay.
There's one scared little like netrunner there, like he just holds up his hands automatically, like please don't shoot me. Swivels around in his chair.
I closed. Perfect. Does this have a security door, like an electronic door?
Yes.
I look to him, and he's just like the doorman. And I'm like, close that door, lock it, don't let them in, or it's you first.
He's just like, you. Do you aim the gun arm at him?
Yeah, I'll intimidate him to do it.
No need to roll for a face down. Your hand opens and like the length of this internal shotgun comes out, and you just like, okay, swivels back around. Door shuts, and there's like a little red light locking the other two out, who are now like banging on the door, like, hey, open the fucking door.
All right, so time to reveal Tara's plan. Hopefully, if I can still get a couple of
The
more
master
actions.
plan. Okay.
Okay, it's not a master plan. It's a terrible plan. But
Terrible.
hey,
You
so
get a
remember
point.
what skill I told you I was putting points into last week, Eric?
You have to refresh my memory because it's been a hell of a week. But go ahead.
Demolitions.
Demolitions.
Oh,
Bitch.
God.
All right.
So,
What are you doing now?
I would like to use a combination of my newly acquired demolition skill, of which I have 3 levels in for a base total of 11, combined with cybersecurity, basic tech, like all my tech skills. I want to use this server room, which probably runs through a specialized electrical grid that between running the arcade, these servers, all of his electric stuff, this thing's got to pump out what 5, 6, 7,000, megawatts an hour.
Sure.
Gigawatts.
I want to basically wire this whole place to self-destruct and melt down if he doesn't let us
Start a
walk out
fire.
of here. Yeah, I want to melt and destroy everything Voodoo has if he doesn't just let us walk out of here. And I'm assuming he has a camera in here, so I will literally let him watch me as I do it. And then whenever you say that I'm done, I will just turn and I will just look to the camera and go, "We're leaving now, right?"
Wow. Voodoo's a cold-hearted man, but yeah, he is watching the action. Go ahead and give me a persuade roll. Make it good.
I am not much of a persuader, but let's give it a go. I'll let you know now if this is...
You have a huge bonus considering you're holding his entire enterprise here hostage.
Okay. Let's just say if it's not a complete and epic failure, I'm gonna dump all my luck into it to make it work. All right, here it goes.
So this is it.
So my roll's an 11 plus whatever bonuses you're giving me, plus 5 extra luck on top of it. So that's a 16 from me, plus whatever bonuses you're giving me for rigging his entire server system to
Overload
not
the
only
system.
melt down in here, but then because this is running back to whatever power generator he has, I want to basically melt down that too. So I would destroy his entire operation.
You see, you're like, he's like, yeah, I've got your net runner at the end of my shotgun. And he's like, I see what kind of wiring you've got in this place, and shame on you, you know. And he's like, one false move, I can have the generators overpower everything, and in less than 30 minutes, this place is gonna look like a matchstick. And you see, there's like silence over the line, and you see there's like a little beeping, blinking light on the console. The netrunner looks at you like with the okay to hit it. It's like an open call. And he's just like, "You're bluffing." How do you respond to that?
I flip whatever switch I turned on.
All right. Is there anywhere specific in the architecture of the arcade that you target specifically, like his office? There's also the sex parlor itself, or the downstairs arcade. Just keep in mind, you have friendlies in the arcade trying to get out.
You have friendlies in all those places. They're civilians.
That too, yes. There are civilians on the second floor as well, where the
And in the
parlor
sex
is.
work area. Like, they're just people. Please don't kill random people.
Are you going to call Voodoo's
That's
bluff?
up to Voodoo.
And if so, which one do you target and flip the switch on?
Either you're
Parking
killing a
garage?
bunch of, like, trafficked people, you're killing me and Vector, or you're killing Candy and Rift.
This
Not
is all
any-
an open
Andy's
comms,
on the
right?
second
Yeah,
floor.
that's the thing. Like we
This
have
is all
throat
on open
comms.
comms, right?
Yeah, like you should.
Uh-huh.
We should all be able to hear this.
Tara,
So
Candy
I'll
cleared out the arcade.
I'm sorry.
Tara, Candy cleared out the arcade. There's no one there except bad guys.
Well,
Yeah,
Blow
because
the arcade.
I say, I look at him and I go, "We'll start small," and I'll flip the switch and target the arcade floor first.
All right, so all the all the
So
lights,
many Donkey
everything
Kongs.
downstairs. Yeah, the whole thing just sparks and sizzles, and there's
For
a
the greater
massive
good, Cyanide.
in the building now.
What?
You see, there's a silence over the line, and you hear finally Mr. Voodoo say, "Take your things and get out now." And you see like the line goes dead, and you see the Netrunner's like, "You can go now, right?"
He's gonna kill us later.
I walk to him and I'm just kind of I look at him and go, "How's your wiring?"
You may want to update this place a little bit.
Because I tell him, "You're gonna have to figure out how to turn that off." And
You see, he presses a button, and the fire alarms start going off like crazy. And he, like, something's happening. Like he's putting in he's doing like the fire. There's a fire in the building protocol, and you see a lot of the geishas and the yakuza, like, their eyes start blinking as they realize, like, oh shit, this building's on fire. We gotta get out of here now. So they immediately start moving away, like, to get the fuck out of there.
Can I get confirmation before I did that part? Can I get confirmation that the people who are attacking my friends have backed off?
Yeah, you're holding the business hostage. So now,
Right.
like their eyes are blinking. They're being communicated to by Mr. Voodoo himself. You see, like the geishas is like halfway through, like trying to rip somebody's throat out, and they're like, "Zzz," and they just
Okay.
kind of like move very quickly out of the building. They no longer attack you.
All right, so I switched. I've throat combat to everybody. I think it's time we leave here.
Well done. How do the rest of you react to this? Like, there's the lighting changes. It's like red, and like there's alarm bells and shit going off. Like there's an obvious fire downstairs. You can smell the smoke already. What
We
are you
got
doing?
the case. I'm good. Let's go, Candy.
I want to make sure that the people who are locked in those rooms are able to get out.
Yeah, because the fire protocols are now in place, the doors are starting to open up, and the clients and the clientele are like running with half their clothes on, like, out of there. They can't go downstairs because there's a fire, though.
Please walk, don't run, go to your nearest emergency exit.
The side exit, the little stairway that they threw that one guy out of, that's where they're all going. It's a separate little, like, fire exit out of the building.
Please.
The rest of you can follow suit if you want. Otherwise, we're going to move right along with Nomad, who is the last in the initiative. You see Jay comes around the corner like, honk, honk.
Is Voodoo actually responsible for killing the Nomad family, or just the Yakuza portion that he works with?
You're pretty sure it was the Yakuza. It wasn't... Like, this guy has enforcers from the Yakuza, but his main people are those geishas that you saw upstairs. Those are not his.
So he's not
people.
responsible. He's just the courier or the handler.
Precisely.
Okay. Nomad's going to pull himself up slowly, groaning and cursing, and pay the guy for his cart. And if there's any, like, ramen still in existence, still, like, eatable, he's just going to eat it and just, like, ow.
Get in the car, rip off the package. It's like, all right, kids, let's get out of
Oh,
here.
no, there's no eating in the car. So he's literally going to, like,
he's on top of the hood, like, all
lay
right.
on the hood and just eat the ramen, just like, Jay, take me to the front where everybody, just find everybody. Just, ow.
Roger that, Nomad. How do the rest of you proceed out of the building?
I'm assuming that, like, once the stuff all started going off, the remaining things that were upstairs kind of, like, powered down or left, right?
Yeah.
So Cyanide comes out, you know, holding her jacket to her destroyed face and, like, upper neck. It's just trying to, like, staunch the bleeding as we walk out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
Vector is also kind of at that point.
Oh, yeah.
I grab.
Vector in particular is like, ugh, needs a shoulder to lean on.
Yeah, to even leave the building, I get hurt, right?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
would, like, say that Vector and I stagger out of the office with, like, them leaning on me.
Yes.
And like I'm
You
like
take
holding
a-
this on my throat, and they're like limping, and we're just like trying to get out of there through the like smoke and the flashbang.
Hmm.
Candy is probably either at or like Candy's probably at the car at this point because you guys are on the third floor and Candy's on the second.
Yeah.
And so eventually when you guys make your way back down there, you just see Candy sitting by the car with a small pile of stuffed animals.
Like-
You
Minus one, because when Candy runs past me, I grab the Rift cat, and on my way out, I hit that guy in the face as hard as possible that blew up Donkey Kong. With
well,
the
he's
eyes.
unconscious or dead.
That doesn't matter.
Just, like, stomp. Fucker.
Hit him again.
You just like kick
Nice.
him real hard in the ribs.
Wow.
We're
Excellent.
filling
So,
this
yeah,
for you.
Thanks! Wham! Good choice.
Candy, you're drawn immediately to Vector and Cyana, who are very badly injured. It looks like.
Oh
and
my.
they're bleeding.
Okay.
You can make a paramedic roll to stabilize or treat the injury right now. It will require some more serious stuff for later to get rid of that critical injury,
Okay,
but you can stop them from taking 5 damage every 5 steps they take.
Okay.
Whatever.
So 2 paramedic rolls or just 1?
Just one for each of them because they each sustained a. I think they each sustained a critical.
So that's a 19 and an 18.
That's more than enough. Yeah. So you're both treated. So you're no longer bleeding and you're no longer hit with a critical. You all jump in your respective vehicles before the police show up, I imagine, or are you sticking
Yes.
around?
No,
Okay.
we're leaving.
You leave Voodoo's arcade a smoking ruin as the fire crews are moving in and are trying to put out the first floor. People are just gathering around. You just like sneak your way through the crowd, get your way into the alleyway as Nomad's Firebird is there to pick you up and you guys right out of the center, as it were.
I'm assuming that Nobad makes the 2 bleeding people go in the van.
Yes, I would hope so. Drive around the corner, get out, get in the van. You're not bleeding on the inside of my car. And with that, the team gets in the 2 respective vehicles, and you're off and away from the prying eyes of the NCPD before they arrive on the scene. Good job. And that's all the time that we have for this session. I hope everybody here and those watching enjoyed the show. We'll continue our adventure into the dark future next Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you enjoyed tonight's program, feel free to check out our other awesome adventures and terrifying tales. In the way of awesome adventures this Wednesday, we have our own Space Lord Pajamas running Tales from the Loop, Porn in the Woods on Wednesday. Also be sure to check out Friday's Scarred Lands campaign, Dracogenesis, Titan's Lament by Patrick. And for Terrifying Tales, we have Mage Victorian Age, Skilla Malink on the Onyx Path channel Tuesdays, Kimchi's Grimdark Chronicles, run by Dwayne, currently playing Black Void, Lights in the Darkness on Thursday, and Aberrant, Quantum Nights on Saturday. On Sundays, Tyler's doing Tales of Terror and Damnation with the hot new hybrid game, Mage and Cult, White Walls. Check it out. And now for those of you that stayed for after the credits rolled, it's time to vote for favorites. That's right, all players in this game can select another player as their favorite for that session for any reason. And the recipient will get a reward in the form of 20 improvement points, or IP. For viewers, voting is opening as well. You can choose a new favorite every week for all of our shows, but you have to be quick because the voting ends right after the closing reel finishes. So be sure to cast your votes in the Twitch chat as soon as you can. Beginning with Sean, who played Nomad this evening. Who's your favorite and why?
I don't think I have a favorite, but I heard something earlier. Well, I do have a favorite, but because a certain someone won't vote for a certain someone for reasons unknown, I'm going to vote for Candy.
All right.
Aww.
And Michelle, who played Candy, who's your favorite this session and why?
It's kind of, the irony is not lost upon me, the fact that I was going to give Tara the Pikachu after he set the first floor on electric fires. I'm gonna
On your
have
way
to
out,
give
yoink.
it to our negotiator, Tara.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. And Steve, who played Tara this evening, who's your favorite and why?
So it's really hard to not vote for I'd Throat Snake the Geisha. It's really hard not to vote for that. However, with that said, I am going to, against my better judgment, actually give my vote to Sean to Nomad, specifically for the fucking suitcases here, pick it up, and then jumps out of the goddamn window. Like, just,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it was a
doing
great scene.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, yeah.
Cool,
Take
cool.
that, Sean.
Yeah.
And Dixie, who played Cyanide this evening, who's your favorite?
I feel like I gotta give it to Vector for being the one person who didn't fucking abandon me in that fight. Like,
Jump out the window. Leave the
like
room.
one guy like shotgunned someone and then jumped out the window, and one guy just fucked off down the hallway for no reason I understood. And so, as far as I was concerned, Vector was the only one who was like, "We got this." And then we
Yeah.
both took a lot of damage, and then
Yes.
and walked out in tandem. So yeah, no, like. I have to give it up to Vector for this session.
Zach Rules also
Excellent.
gives Cyanide one for snake throating the geisha.
I can't. It sounds so gross, but like it's literal.
If only there was a function on Twitch that allowed you to save small snippets of Twitch clips.
Yeah,
I think somebody's got the work cut out for them this week.
Hint, hint. Wink, wink.
Oh no, someone's gonna clip I throat snake the geisha. That's gonna be my entry into like the GIF world of streaming.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
Throat snake the geisha.
What is a snake throat the geisha?
And Ever, who played Vector this evening, who's your favorite?
Oh, geez. So, two things. I have to give a shout out to Steve for that brilliant last scene. Shout out to Nomad for jumping out the fucking window. But my vote has to go to my fight buddy because where I failed so many rolls, she did not. And I am honored to have fought alongside such a grand warrior.
Nice.
But it's actually really funny that you are like the main character built for combat in this entire campaign, and I've like just added some combat stuff recently.
I have displeased the dice gods. That's all there is.
It happens. It happens.
It happens. And last but not least, Tyler, who played Rift. Who's your favorite?
It should go to Cyanide, but it's not gonna because Rift enjoys a good stuffed animal. And Candy got me a stuffed animal. So it
I
goes
have
to
no
Candy.
idea what that is, but it's cute.
That's also Cthulhu. He's just
It is.
cut off
It is
by my
being green screened to death.
Yep.
It is like a yellow W on my screen.
Yeah, you got green screened.
Nice. And I've been Eric at Marone Recluse on Twitter. You can find me here again on Sunday for Tyler's hybrid mage and cult game, White Walls. Big thanks as always to our patrons, Funky Thunder, Don Arnetto, and David for supporting what we do. If you want to be awesome and do the same, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/VorpalTales and keep up to date on what we're doing throughout the month by checking the updated calendar on VorpalTales.com. Also, don't forget that we're running a promotion this week, specifically for the anniversary of Vorpal Tales anniversary this week on Wednesday. Follow us and Onyx Path on Twitch and be active in the chat any day this week for your chance to win your choice of a Story Path game PDF. Everyone loves free stuff, so remember, stay active. And lastly, before we leave you, how do trees use a computer?
I just don't want to know
They log
anymore.
in. They log in.
Nope. I hate this. I hate
You know what?
everything about
I'm into
this.
the stream right now. We're done.
Good night.
Before we go, I just want to say, everybody, stick around, please. We are going to raid Happy Jack RPGs, so stick around and show them some love. So,
Happy Jacks.
raid.
Yarge!
Yes.
Yay! Good night.
Nice.